Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Happy Tuesday. Um, it's been a few days, been busy, you know, regular life stuff. There's been some updates. Rev has uploaded a new video. He's actually uploaded a couple new videos. Um, I don't think I'm going to cover those, but I am going to react to the newest one because I haven't watched it yet. Um, the other ones, I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to watch them real quick. And then after I've already watched it, I feel like I don't want to react to it. So I figured I saw this one pop up today and I was like, just do a stream and react to it, for the first time. And then I saw a new video from Amberlynn Reid saying she's leaving. Now, I haven't covered Amberlynn Reid on this channel. I probably won't do a lot of Amberlynn Reid. I feel like there's a lot of people who already cover her every single move. But I think this one will be interesting because she's talking about leaving. I don't know if she's leaving her girlfriend or I'm assuming she's leaving the state but the thing is she hasn't been there very long. And I know you guys don't know me, but I have been following Alar for a pretty long time, like just lurking in the streams and watching her videos. So I know quite a bit about Amberlynn Reid. I don't know how much of her I will cover, like I mentioned before, but anyway, we're going to watch that video. And then there's a new person on my radar. I don't know the full story of the Thorpes yet, but it's weird because I remember seeing a streamer a long time ago. It was her and her dad, very like problematic. And when I first, I guess, discovered the Thorpes, I thought that that was them, but I think it's a different dad and daughter duo, just as problematic, if you ask me. But I watched a few videos on them today, so I'm not exactly like educated on the full backstory. But I thought it was interesting because the daughter has a channel and she puts these videos up as if like, yeah, this is us, and they're like highly, highly problematic. So I figured we would watch a video that she posted on her YouTube channel a few days ago. I can't figure out if they're trolling or if this is actually who they are as people. So I think the more I learn about them, the more I'll know if I'm going to cover them going forward. But, the signs are there. Her dad's a loser. And I think he's banking on her being this super celebrity so that she can support him, question mark. And she is just banking on becoming this massive star on YouTube. So they don't have jobs. They just post content, problematic content. And yeah, I don't know. We're gonna see where that takes us, but I think we're gonna start with ALR. Let's see. I hope you guys all are having a good week. We're almost at Christmas, which is cool. Anybody else excited about Christmas? I usually don't get too excited about Christmas. I'm not gonna lie. But I don't know. I kind of feel like I'm in the spirit this year somewhat. All right, let's see. Let's see what Amber Lynn Reed is up to. By the way, before I start this, I just want to say that I don't subscribe to the things that these people that I cover say. And I don't know why I feel like I have to say that. Just because I'm showcasing them doesn't mean I agree. If anything, I'm showcasing them because I absolutely don't agree. So, especially when we get to the Thorpe video, there's a lot of things that are said that are um, awful, disgusting, and I I honestly can't believe that that's stuff like that's put on YouTube and that it's not been taken down, which is why I'm covering it because it's trash. And we shouldn't be giving platforms to people who are like that. So, anyway, without further ado, let's get into it. What's up, Amber Lynn Reed? Make sure my volume is up. All right, let's get into it.
Hello, hello. Welcome to a new Vlogmas. I genuinely don't know what I'm going to do after Vlogmas. Like, this always happens when I'm doing Vlogmas. I love it. It's so fun to be part of something that, like, so many people are doing. It's like, it gives me a reason to film and upload every single day, and I like that. And for some reason, I don't have the same urgency after Vlogmas. I don't know why. So I'm over here like, oh my god, no, Vlogmas, don't end. But we still have more than, what, halfway to go? I don't know math. We still have a decent amount to go. So let me not, rain on my parade right now. Here is some unsolicited ASMR from Santa Claus himself. Not me having no nails at all.
It's the gulping for me.
Purposely swallowed super hard as part of the ASMR. Okay, so I've gotten so many people asking about my cameo because sometimes I just like go through months where I don't do any cameos at all, but people are like, oh my god, it's Christmas, like I want to get a cameo for my uncle, my sister, my best friend. And I'm honestly not sure if I'm gonna open cameos for December. I might open them in January or February. I just have a lot going on right now. I truly like to give my all in my cameos since people are paying for them. It's like a little bit different from my YouTube because it is free. There's just a certain type of like pep in my step that I need for cameos that I just like don't have right now. I'm sorry, but I will definitely tell you guys when I'm doing cameos again. But thank you guys so much for even wanting cameos for me. Like, it just means the world. Okay, you guys, so I kind of just like need to rip the band-aid off in this moment.
No, here we go.
I have been prolonging this conversation. It has been something that I'm also trying to deal with behind the scenes. I have been going back and forth between, do I go back to Oklahoma or do I stay here for a little bit longer? And I think ultimately the right choice is going back to Oklahoma. So that has been something I've been doing, like I said, behind the scenes. I have been packing and getting ready for that. There's just things that I need to do there, and I really miss my mom. It's a hard choice to make, I'm not gonna lie, but deep down, I feel like in this moment, it's the right one. I'm just really excited to see my mom, and I know my mom's excited to see me. She's been begging me, come back home. So yeah, she's pretty excited, and so am I. Okay, genuinely, that was super weird timing. My mom literally called me in the middle of me filming that clip. So back to what I was saying. I am going back to Oklahoma, and like I'm gonna miss Tommy so beyond much. Like, it has been
So beyond much. She better tell us why. Like, I'm leaving, but why? I mean, it can't just be because her mom misses her.
amazing to fall asleep next to her and to wake up next to her every morning. So it does hurt to leave. I'm not gonna lie. I've shed a lot of tears, and I don't want to bother you guys with that. I don't want to burden you guys with more tears on Vlogmas because it has been a lot. I've cried a lot this Vlogmas. So I don't want to give more of that energy. So I'm going to try my hardest to like just stay positive and look at the positive side.
Why does it keep cutting out? Let's rewind it to see.
Hardest to like just stay positive and look at the positive side of things and the positive side of like why I've made this choice. Okay, guys, so I do
that my
like a nighttime
internet?
snack sometimes. So I'm gonna show you guys like my current like what I like to snack on. Dots home style pretzels. They're so good and they're just super satisfying. I just scraped my face.
Those are really good pretzels. FYI.
They're just super satisfying. So literally, you only need a serving at a time. Like I've had this bag for over a week now. Like it's a massive bag, and I've only had half. Like a serving, not that anyone cares. It's 16 pieces, and they're actually pretty big pieces. Let me sit you down so I can show you. If you don't like pretzels, you'll
Not Amber pulling a shanty with the ceiling fan.
still like these. I'm not even lying. Oh my god, like the seasoning they have on here. I'm just like, what are you doing? The best seasoning I've ever had in my life on a pretzel or a snack in general. So 10 out of 10 recommend. Okay, you guys, so that is the end of this Vlogmas.
Amber, you didn't tell us anything. You're supposed to tell us why. Gosh dang it. So she just moved all of her animals and everything to a whole different state and traveled like hours and hours and hours in a car to turn around. What? She been there like a month? Maybe a couple months just to turn around and go back? It doesn't make sense. There's something else going on. The audience wants to know, Amber. All right, let's watch Mr. Revelation News. I don't know why I'm talking like that. All right, let's share the screen. All right. I have a feeling this is going to be like a snooze fest, but whatever. Let's see what he has to say. 11 likes, 36 comments. I think this guy, Truth IH8CZ, always likes to remind Rev that he has a warrant out for his arrest. How's Shani's cancer going? You guys crack me up with these comments. Okay. Let's go ahead and play.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Revelation News. Folks, Isaiah chapter 17, verse 1
Wait.
states,
I gotta go back. I didn't hear. I was turning the volume up on my headphones. All right, let's go. Let's get into it. Let me turn him up too. Let's see.
chapter 17, verse 1 states, the burden of Damascus, behold, Damascus is taken away from being a city, and it shall be a ruinous heap.
I'd like to notate the Man Baby Network that he has going on, Rev. As much as I don't like you, I respect the fact that you're leaning into the criticism. Because, in my opinion, that's the first step to growth. So, good job.
Isaiah chapter 17, verse 1. The burden of Damascus, behold, Damascus is taken away from being a city, and it shall be a ruinous heap. Well,
Also, can I just what is this? What is this? Rev, what is this right here? This frame? Can you explain this? Why this is a thing? Do you think it's cool? because it doesn't look cool at all. I'm just saying.
Do we see Bible prophecy being fulfilled every day? What's going on in the Middle East? Why does it seem like these brush fires of violence are being lit in certain places that clearly it's creating a conflagration of
A
violence
conflagration.
suddenly.
Wait. Conflagration. Let's see. Am I the dumbass? Conflagration. Did you guys hear that? Let me see if I can put my headphones.
Conflagration. Conflagration.
Okay, I don't know if you could hear that, but that's what Google says. Conflagration. Rev. God, didn't you know that? Oh, here we go. Okay.
And Israel seems to be a very serious part of it. What are we seeing? Is this Bible prophecy being fulfilled? Well, I can tell you for a fact that what you see on that screen right now, the IDF, Israel, hit Syria's navy. Look at that. Damascus is becoming a ruinous heap. Now, we ain't there yet. We're not at the point where you can say that Damascus is completely decimated. But with that great interview I did with Stan Deyo, we can see how this is going to pan out. I really believe we're starting to see what's in the future of this.
You know, I have to say, what I'm sure a lot of other people are already thinking. It's amazing how much Rev cares about all of these things in the world, as if he's going to go out and do something in the world that will make a difference when he can't even make a difference in his own life. You know, like if you're going to make changes in the world and act like you really care about the world, you have to first get yourself in check. How are you going to be of any help to anybody else if you can't even get your own life together, your own life straight? So this all falls on deaf ears, Rev, because your life is a mess. You rely on the internet for your income to support yourself and your family, aka Shani, who also doesn't do anything for herself. Yet you get on stream and you act like you care about the stuff going on in Israel or anywhere else that you talk about. Like, bro.
This beautiful country, Syria.
Oh, I'm sorry, Syria.
Matthew 24 states, the Olivet Discourse, where Yeshua tells us the signs of the end. There will be wars and rumors of wars.
Hey, Rev, I don't know if you're new to this planet. I mean, you've been here for 40 years. Wars have always been a thing. Rumors of wars, always a thing. So,
popping up all over the place. Earthquakes in diverse places. The
earthquakes have always been a thing.
sea and waves roaring. men's hearts failing them for fear upon for those things that are coming upon the earth. I do believe that we are in the Great Tribulation. And I believe that we've been in the Great Tribulation since probably October 7th.
Why October 7th? What happened? Let's Google it. What the fuck happened on October? Did you say 7th? Oh, this says a day of hell on earth in Israel. Was that when Israel was attacked? Okay. Go
So
on.
blessed is he that comes to the 230 something day, according to the book of Daniel, the prophet Daniel. Folks, if you don't know Jesus Christ, it is absolutely time for you to get on the train. Get in the ark of Jesus Christ now. Because when the things you're going to start seeing, your heart will fail for fear. But when you have Christ, there is no fear. Literally, with death, you could have a situation in front of you where it looks like you're going to pass away.
Hold on. Can I zoom in here? Am I allowed to do that? What is this right here? What is this thing right here that's blocking this doorway? And why is it there? Why is this here, Jason? What is this? This isn't like what it hasn't been in any other video unless I'm misremembering. But why is this covering this doorway here with the light on? I mean, it's a little weird, Jason.
Because I've been in those places. I have. I've experienced things like that where I didn't know if I was going to make it. You know, when you have police come in your life, it can really scare the crap out of you. But the whole time, I had Jesus. And I knew that he wouldn't allow anything to happen to me that wasn't in his will to make me stronger in him.
Yeah, her name is Shani. And you just won't get rid of her. Like, what? You just won't learn the lesson.
That's why I'm still here. And that's why I do what I do. Isaiah chapter 17 is being fulfilled every day. You got to pray for this planet, and you have to pray peace and Maranatha for him to come.
I hate when they say peace and Maranatha.
Shalom.
The hell? You know what's so crazy is, he talks about Jesus and all this stuff, but yet makes videos about Chantel, calling her a pig and making fun of her. Like, tell me you're not a Christian without telling me you're not a Christian. Like a true believer. Like, so hypocritical. So hypocritical. All right. Well, I hesitate to play this Thorpe video because these people are insane. The dad is a weirdo to the nth degree. But course, my comment on the video is at the very top. All right, let's share the screen. This guy, they're both awful, awful people. He is on another level of awful. He doesn't work. He relies on his daughter because she says she's beautiful. She's going to be a star one day. He's relying on her becoming this superstar on YouTube to get by. And he is a disgusting, vile person. If you guys want a rabbit hole, look up the Thorpes and what he's all about. He claims to be a Christian as well. You know, it's really funny. All of these predatory, awful people, like a lot of them claim to be Christian and then turn around and say the most awful, vile things and think it's okay. So as of recording this video, she says this is her channel. She has 8.29 whatever thousand followers on YouTube, subscribers, whatever. And she was actually on that LoCal live show or whatever, which is why I heard about her. Everybody was going crazy over Foodie Beauty and how she was on there. And that's how I found out about Grace, which is this lady right here. And so I started researching why they were lol cows, and man, if you want a rabbit hole, look up the Thorpes. It's crazy. So they say the N-word, not with the hard R, but they throw the N-word around and don't care at all. If you go look at her latest live stream, I think they said it like 4 or 5 times. I was going to show that live stream. It's 4 hours for one. And for two, like, I just don't feel comfortable putting that content on my channel. I feel like if I was going to do it, I would need to download it, go through it, make sure to bleep those parts. But yeah, they just throw that word around like no big deal. Her second latest video, she talks about going up against the Black community, where she just throws the N-word around and basically is just a complete cunt to everyone. And she posts it on her page like she's proud of it. Like, yeah, I did this, putting it on my page. Like, there were a couple times while I was watching them where I'd be like, wait, this is on her page? Like, why did she upload this onto her page? It almost seems like a reaction channel's upload or an archive channel's upload, which, by the way, I couldn't find an archive channel for this family. So that needs to be a thing. If I have to do it, I will. But the things that these people upload on the internet needs to be archived so that people can go back and hear what they say. So anyway, all that to say, I think these people are not good people. I'm going to put this disclaimer up here just so people know that I don't agree with anything in this video that I'm about to show you at all whatsoever. And I will also put a trigger warning. They talk about incest. They talk about pedophilia. What else do they talk about? There's probably some slurs in there. You name it. like trigger warning. If that stuff, if you're sensitive to that sort of thing, please click away from this video and go watch a different video. But yeah, and I feel like if I were to cover these people going forward, that's something I would have to say before every single thing, because they just say whatever the hell they want about whatever the hell they want, and they don't give a fuck. Like, period. They don't. Especially the dad. She doesn't either, but especially the dad. And he feels totally justified in doing it. So anyway, this is a huge rabbit hole. There's family videos where they berate his ex-wife, aka her mom. Yeah, the whole family dynamic is fucked. And so it'll be interesting to see where they go, cuz I think she thought she was going to hit it big time. Well, they both did on Lil Cow Live, but she was fired. And everyone's like, "Oh my god, she's such a star. She's like beautiful, this and that." Like, she's not a good person. Like, she might be pretty. I don't think she's pretty, but I can see how a lot of people would think she was pretty. And she's banking on that. She's banking on her looks getting her by and getting her a bunch of subscribers. So I think people saw her on Lil Cow Live or whatever, and they're like, "Oh my god, she's so pretty." So they're going and subscribing to her. Meanwhile, their content and who they are is highly problematic. So giving them a platform is like not okay. Like, you can't just disregard problematic behavior because somebody is attractive. And that's all I'm going to say. They don't deserve a platform. They need to go find regular jobs. She needs to get away from her abusive ass father and go do her own thing. And let him figure it out. He's a grown ass man. Like, you're taking care of your daddy. You're a 22-year-old girl and your dad is relying on you. Okay. All right. I'm stepping off my soapbox. Let's watch this video.
It should be like a special on some kind of crime show. Like, you wouldn't fucking believe what happens when the
Okay.
camera's off.
All right.
Right? Oh, have a drink. Have a drink. Refresh yourself. You look like you're going to cry, and then you hold back because you're so afraid of daddy doing something to you. Kickboxing is fully legal in all 50 states.
People see your behavior on stream and they think, imagine what they do off stream. I want to know the
Mind you, she put this on her own channel. This is her channel. You just saw that video, right? Of him kicking her. He went to jail for that. He went to jail and was charged with battery for that. Because he kicked his own daughter on stream. Like, that's what I mean, is I can't tell if it's a troll or if it's real. Like, they're trolling just to, like, it's rage bait so that they'll get subscribers so that they can make money on YouTube because they don't have jobs. Or if it's like real. Like, I can't tell.
truth about your relationship that you dangle in front of everybody. I want to know.
You want to know from me, do you fuck your daughter? Well, I don't have daddy issues. I have daddy solutions. Hey, folks. Live here on Thorpe TV. Fascinating day today. Crazy day today. I had a 9 o'clock court appearance. I hope. Hey, Judge, if you're listening out there, is it okay that I listen to the words that you said? And then as soon as I left that courtroom, wrote them down? Is that okay? As best as I can recall? Is that okay, buddy? Because what you said made no fucking sense. And I'll say that again. What you said makes no fucking sense at all. And I think your career may just be over because of what you said. You want to make court into a gay BDSM? I don't play that way. I am a citizen, a Catholic, a father of 6. I deserve some fucking respect, and you just
You don't deserve any respect. His name is Ben, by the way, Ben Thorpe. He also has a YouTube channel. Amazing content on his channel. But you don't deserve any respect at all. At all. From what I've seen of you, none.
deserve to answer some basic questions as to why I'm being put through this
The judge doesn't have to answer your fucking stupid questions, you idiot.
fucking rigmarole. And I don't give a fuck about your career. And I don't give a fuck about the Warren Police Department's career
Oh, you'll give a fuck when he sentences you for kicking your own daughter on live stream.
either. What the fuck, guys? Whoever made that fucking decision and and this guy who made his fucking decision, well, I was fucking listening, and I'm no dummy. And I live in the
Yeah, you
United
are.
States of America, and there's such a fucking thing as the First fucking Amendment.
Not in a court of law. Not in a courtroom. Like there's obviously no video of it, but I can already tell this guy went in there and wanted to show everybody that he was the boss. He was in control of everything. And the judge shut him down, and now he's pissed about it. Because he's a fucking idiot. The First Amendment. Not in a courtroom.
And women are people, and adult women are people, and this makes no sense. I didn't do shit. I didn't do shit
It's on video.
that deserves. Fine, you. A judge is now saying he doesn't like my content. Hey, judge, suck it.
Yeah,
You
it's trash.
are sworn to uphold the Constitution of the United States. I don't want to hear about your emotional problems, your daddy issues. You're here on behalf of the government. I'm going to go through what I reconstructed as I have an unofficial transcript. Okay, so the judge says, "What's your question?" I said, "I don't know why I'm here." The judge says, "Okay, you're here because you were charged with a criminal offense. You're here for the arraignment." Now he's acting like a judge. He's clarifying why I'm here. Although I'm asking the question, how am I here if the definitions aren't met? And the judge said, well, let's find out. On March 9th, 2020.
Wait, did you see that? So it says, judge, okay, which, by the way, he wrote this. Ben wrote this. So who knows if it's true. But it says, judge, okay, you're here because you were charged with a criminal offense. You're here for the arraignment. And then I'm going to enter not guilty pleas for you and pass that on to... The only reason a judge would enter a plea of not guilty for a defendant is if they refuse to plead not guilty or guilty. If they just stay silent and don't say anything. So this loon went into the courtroom, and I'm sure the judge asked him how he pleaded, and he stayed silent, which highly unlikely, or he refused to answer the question and just spewed a bunch of bullshit to the point where the judge was just like, okay, I'm just going to do a not guilty plea. So you told on yourself, Ben, but go on.
Definitions aren't met. And the judge said, well, let's find out. On March 9th.
All right. We're going to read this because he's skipping over. I don't know how to answer the question, but let's find out. Okay.
2024 at approximately 9:14 p.m., the Warren Police Department received information from the Providence Police, an anonymous tip that a resident in our town was kicking his daughter on a YouTube live stream on the YouTube channel called Thorpe TV Livestream. The defendant gets up and walks away.
You skipped over that, but let's read it. The defendant, Benjamin Thorpe, can be seen laying on a bed with his daughter, Grace Thorpe, at the foot of the bed. The defendant snarls his face before kicking the victim. The victim is shocked. becomes visibly upset. The defendant gets up and walks away, and the victim appears to start crying and becoming hysterical. Officers responded to speak to both parties. On arrival, the victim explained that she and the defendant were performing for a YouTube audience and expected that we would arrive based on comments in her YouTube chat that told her they were going to contact the police. So yeah, he kicks her on live stream. He gets angry. He kicks her on live stream. The cops get called. The cops come out. They arrest him. And what did they tell the police? Oh, it was performance. It wasn't actually real. It was all a setup. And she tells the cops the same thing. So I want you to remember that, because as we watch this video, it's going to become very clear that that's actually not the case. Because Ben likes to tell on himself. And he'll say one thing and then say a different thing that lets you know that the first thing was complete bullshit. So yeah, they told the cops, no, it was just an act. We were on live stream. We were acting. It was performative. Which, do you guys want to see that video? Let's see. Let's see if I can pull it up. Hold on one second, guys. Let's see. Okay. I've not seen this video, but let's show this. This is the video of him cooking. Now, you be the judge. Watch this video and you be the judge if it was performative. Now, like I mentioned, Ben tells on himself later on in this video, but let's watch it.
Keep doing
Here
it.
come the tears from baby.
I stopped myself from crying. I stopped.
Oh, but that's perfect, isn't it? That's even better.
It's garbage though.
No, that's even better performance. You look like you're gonna cry and then you hold back because you're so afraid of daddy doing something to you. Right?
No, that's literally not why.
All bullshit all the time.
Which, where the hell are they, by the way? What is this on their wall? Why do they have paper up on, like, what?
Never end.
That's literally not why.
Never end. I want you out of here. Never end.
I'm sorry. Oh, I did. I don't mean to do this.
I did not kick you.
Oh, this must be after. This guy right here is always on her streams with her. He's like, I don't know, what did somebody call him? Co-anchor, whatever. I don't know. I haven't seen this. This must be after. Let's see. The way she looks at him too on streams is weird. When they're all like in a stream like this in Discord or wherever they are when they do this, the way she looks at him is fucking weird. All right. Just my opinion.
I would say I shoved you with my feet. It wasn't a kick.
I shoved
yeah,
you
that's
with
true.
my feet.
Okay, you think
It's a
this is a
push.
joke. I mean, it may.
No,
You
it's
know
like-
how people on the internet are, Grace.
Yeah, no.
Also, it was not domestic violence, which is important because they automatically prosecute. You were not in the apartment. I don't live with you.
What? You're her father. The fuck?
And so
No.
it's up to the discretion of the police. Like when Jacinda punched me in the face,
Yep.
okay? It's up to their discretion. And I would ask them, to use their discretion, that use common sense.
Yeah.
Gotta feed him. He's gonna
That's
have
not
stroke.
a joke, Grace.
I don't
Because
think
if
it's
they
a joke.
put me in that jail, I'm not posting bail, and neither are you. I'm sitting in there because it's a better life.
Talking the ear off
Better
of the guy.
food, better sex. I'm not.
Wait, what? Better food, better sex in jail? What? What the fuck is he talking about? What the fuck? Hold on, maybe I misheard that.
It's a better life.
Talking the ear off
Better
of the
food,
guy.
better sex. I'm not.
What? Okay.
I am not posting that $50 bail this time.
Okay.
You can come in there and visit me, and I will once again say the bars are there to protect me, not you, not society. I'm being protected from society. I'll stay in there. I'll live my life out behind bars because these maniacs like you can't get in there. I'm protected. Now,
I told you guys that was a fucking joke.
No, Grace. We gotta do what we have to do, Grace. Alright, let's do that. It's mandatory.
But we didn't need anything by it. It was a fucking joke for the stream. Can I even see him?
Don't worry about it. We'll thanks for that. Just stand under there so you don't get wet. Don't worry, Grace. Grace, so you're recording me right now? One year was one whenever I want cameras, okay?
Okay.
Based on whatever you guys had going on in your live stream today, somebody recorded it and it was like kicking you. Right, so in Rhode Island, that's considered domestic assault, domestic violence, simple assault. All right, I understand you have your YouTube podcast and everything like that, whatever you guys do, but essentially.
But it was a joke, and I don't have any problem with what
So
happened.
our hands are tied, okay?
Hello. I think it's gonna echo.
Oh,
Yeah.
I can't turn it off.
Okay.
Why don't you put it there?
All right.
why don't you stop saying all right?
Okay, I'll stop saying that.
Oh, also okay.
Yes. Okay. Ah.
So controlling. I hate this guy. He is a piece of shit.
Well, you said you would debate me. Debate me now. Yeah, this is true. The cough will get worse before it gets better. That's all right.
Okay, I'm willing to do that, James. Willing to go through that. Good luck, Grace. Stay off the cigarettes. Thank you. I can pop the chats up if you want. Because it's going to echo because that, that stupid thing. You can't turn the audio all the way
All
off.
right.
All right, you said you were cold. It's 67. Is it the devotion?
Grace,
Yeah.
we're on stream right now.
Yes, we are.
Okay. I want you to ask this. I want to ask you this question.
Okay.
Do I feel safer with a camera on me around you
Yes, you do.
than with a camera not on me?
Yes, you do.
Is that for good reason?
Yes, I'm crazy.
You're legitimately incredibly dangerous
Yes.
What
to me.
What the
Is that a
fuck?
joke?
It's not a joke. It's funny, but it's not a joke. It's serious.
Bro. This fucking guy is a piece of garbage. He skates through life. He doesn't have a job. He doesn't have any money. He relies on her. Like, if you go back and watch the content with her mom, his ex-wife, he is so manipulative. He makes everybody else in his life feel like they are the problem and he is not. And they all fucking buy it and take care of his worthless ass. Worthless. He can't do shit. He relies on everybody and then makes them feel like they're the problem. And so then they like bow down to him and cater to his every whim. It's disgusting.
Just X out of the tab. Close out of the tab, no?
And I'd like to add, if this is fake, if this is all a troll, it's not real, it's performative, get a better story. Because this one fucking sucks. If you guys are acting, you guys need a better person to write your story. Because this sucks. And if it's real, you guys are pieces of shit. And I'm buffering.
Oh. You must be on it on Safari.
I understand. Wait, that's what. Okay, this is a larger point, Grace.
Got it. Yeah.
Okay. Now, let's be honest and say this. Do you feel safer on or off stream? You.
Off stream.
Okay. What does that tell you, that little bit of math?
That I am like abusive, or I like to have
You're
control.
protected from public view.
Yeah.
And you prefer that.
Yeah.
To being held accountable, like to the standards of basic human decency, which are on the internet are minimal.
Yeah.
I feel like those standards protect me.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you saying that because you're being obedient?
No, I'm just saying I would rather the stream
Why
was
don't, why
off
don't I
because I
talk to
feel
you?
humiliated.
Why don't we do this? I'll talk to you through the screen. That way, you're not like alienated in chat.
All right. Grace is a content cooker. She doesn't prefer on stream. Yeah, that's true.
All right, Grace. If you and me and chat are a team,
Yeah.
okay, then maybe you having a weird interaction and laughing strangely about a chat that I can't see. And maybe we need to like have social skills, like we're all in the same room.
All right.
I just asked you if you could look at me through the screen. You decided to look straight at me and turn the back of your head
What?
to chat.
What the fuck is he talking about? What the fuck is this? It's not entertaining, I'll tell you that. It's fucking weird. The fuck is this guy on about?
I'm just used to looking at you. I'll look at you this way. I'm sorry. It's
Okay.
stupid.
So, are we kind of a threesome here?
Yeah, we are.
Why do you say yeah? That's rude.
It's not rude. It's what normal people say. Yes. When I say yes, it's like
You're
it's
saying
too
yes?
forced.
You're saying to me, yes. It's too formal for you.
It's not too formal for me. It's just I've turned.
Who the fuck cares how she says it? This guy, I can't.
it into this thing. So I say yeah, just to say like, okay, I'm just being
Okay,
real.
if
I'm
a
just being
judge
who I
asks you a
am.
question and you say, yeah, what's the judge going to say?
Are you a fucking judge, Ben? Didn't think so. You're an unemployed old man who relies on his daughter for every dollar that you have. So don't fucking talk about if you were a judge. You don't know shit about being a judge.
They're gonna say you're being disrespectful.
He is.
I'm your father. You
Yeah.
say you respect me. Yeah. Right. That's what you're going to say. Yeah.
I don't respect you. I don't treat you with respect.
Okay, but do you respect me deep down?
Yes.
Okay. So then why do you refuse to treat me with respect superficially?
I don't know.
What kind of fucking question is that? What are we watching?
But I should stop
Okay.
doing that.
Okay.
So you want her to be, so if she doesn't respect you, but she's acting like she respects you while she's on live stream, you would much prefer her disrespect you so you can then berate her for disrespecting you? Like, what is it that he wants? What is his aim here? What is his angle? So, do you respect me? No. So you're acting like you respect me? Oh. So you're being disingenuous? Like, the fuck, bro? You. Let's go on. Oh my god.
So
my
you want to
internet.
stop doing it.
Yes.
So how are you a victim of me saying, please don't say yeah to me?
I'm not a victim of that. You're right.
Guess what I want to do right now?
Punch me?
Nope. I want to smoke a cigarette
Okay. All right.
because that's how this works.
Okay.
This is giving me James Soroka vibes. 100%. Like how James Soroka used to talk to Kate. This is very similar to that.
I'm sorry.
All right. Now, let's be honest with chat because a lot of them are saying Ben's a reviews or blah, 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 right?
You are.
Yes.
Is it time for us to correct the lies that you have spread on the internet about our relationship through your behavior, or do we want to keep it going?
Yeah, it's time to kill that. To stop that.
But when you say that, you want to say it in a voice that can barely be heard, right?
It's time.
But if you want to, if you want to oppose me, you'll say it in a nice big voice, right? You'll put your behind it, right?
Yes.
But if I say to you, like, hey, do you want to stop telling lies? You go, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
Yes.
inaudible.
Yes. Yep. You're right. Okay.
What the fuck, bro? What the fuck?
Okay, I'll stop it. Okay.
Yes, not yet.
Yes.
Okay. So here's the story. Here's the question. I'm either a big fat baby
You are.
who's narcissistic and
Yeah.
selfish,
You are.
or I'm someone who's utterly exhausted from being brutalized for 52 years by a combination of my mother, your mother, and you.
The fuck? So he's a victim. Tell me this doesn't give James Soroka vibes. Tell me. Like, oh. And the craziest part about it is they put it on the internet for everybody. Like, so I'm either a narcissist or I've been abused by every woman in my life ever. Like, grow the fuck up, Ben. How about you grow up and be a man and not fucking rely on your 22-year-old daughter for everything you fucking have and then treat her like shit on top of it. How about that, Ben?
With almost
And don't act like the fucking victim. You are the man in this situation. You are the father. You are the parental. Even though she's an adult, you're the parental figure. So grow a pair, please.
no, and it sometimes both you and your mother at the same time.
Yeah.
If you want everyone to go, well, I don't know what it is, and ha 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 ha, ha, right?
Mhm. I do that. Yeah. Yes, I do that.
Okay. Do you know what the truth of that is?
Yeah, I know that you've been abused, and you've been really generous to me, and I've acted like a victim of it and portrayed myself as a victim. And I've gotten attention from people from acting like a victim instead of just
And
being
you're making
positive
it
with
seem
you.
like a speech that you've been brainwashed into saying. Right?
I actually thought it was just, I don't think it came across like that because I was
Okay,
just
now
saying
we're gonna
that.
spend a lot of time doing this because this is what you do instead of this is what the routine is, right?
But I meant that. I just said, I meant that. You've been really generous to me, and I've portrayed
Well,
myself
why,
as
so
a
then
victim.
why do you say it like it's a speech that we rehearsed privately?
Oh my god.
Why don't you say it like it's normal and like someone would say 2 + 2 = 4?
All right, you've been a really nice guy, and I have been sort of having problems that I've had with mom and stuff that I've taken out on you, and also
Yeah.
acting like my
Okay,
life is
that
too
true
difficult.
or blah blah blah? Is that true or is that like I wanted to make it look like I've been programmed?
That's true. That is true.
Does that embarrass you?
Yes.
Okay, so you're a victim of that? You don't like people pointing that out.
It embarrasses me. I prefer to be seen as a victim. It embarrasses me. Yeah.
So it causes you shame to have abuse.
Yes, it does. Shouldn't it?
No.
So you're talking shit to her for quote unquote acting like a victim, but then on the other hand, you tell her she shouldn't be ashamed of abuse that she's been through. Make it make sense, Ben.
You don't get, are you kidding me? You get to abuse someone and then feel like, I don't like people saying that about me. Are you kidding me?
Psychobabble. That's what this is. It's fucking psychobabble. This guy is a fucking psycho.
I'm not really.
What shame?
Shame is saying I did something wrong,
You
and
should be fucking ashamed of yourself.
I know I am ashamed.
Objectively.
I am ashamed of myself. I'm ashamed of myself.
Well, actually, no, though, right?
What?
He doesn't even know what the fuck he's talking about. Look at his look on his face, and he's playing with whatever this is. He is a total narcissist, 100%. Even she's like, "What?" He just flipped a 180 because he's trying to weave this narrative of whatever. And so he goes away from it, and then he's like, "Oh, no, this is actually where I'm trying to go." What?
Objectively, it's shameful the way you've treated me.
I would say yeah,
Unbelievable.
but I did. Yeah.
She takes care of you. She's the only reason you have anything in this world. She is literally the only reason you have anything. Why you have food in your stomach, why you have clothes on your body. What?
But it wasn't your fault.
Oh no, it was her mother's fault. Yeah, it always comes back to her mother. Oh, it's not your fault, it's your mother's fault for making you this way.
Well, I would say I participated in it, but
So he has this whole narrative about his ex-wife, and he wants to keep his daughter around because she literally takes care of him. And so he still wants to abuse her and control her. So he'll say things like, "You're just like your mother," but then be like, "Oh yeah, but it's not your fault because your mother was a piece of shit," to keep her in to keep him in Grace's good graces. That was a weird thing to say. But you know what I mean? Like, so he's an abuser, so he has to have somebody to abuse, and she's the only person in his life. So he abuses her, but then turns around and says, "Oh, but it's not your fault because your mother is the one who taught you to be that way," implying that she's just like her mother, which she hates because he's turned her against her own mother. So it's like this play back and forth. And he, it always comes back to the ex-wife. And she hates her mother. So, he like, what's the analogy I'm trying to say? Like he like pushes her away and then pulls her back in. Like, yeah, you're a piece of shit, you're this, you're abusive, you're blah blah blah. And you shouldn't act like the victim. Oh, but wait, you are the victim, and it's okay because like your mom is the one who did this to you and made you feel this way. So come back to me because I'll take care of you. I'm the good parent. You know what? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Like, it's bullshit.
But there were a lot of patterns.
I understand what you're saying. It seems inconsistent. I agree with it. And I'm tired. This is part of the problem.
Yes.
Your mother
No, you're a
said,
narcissist. That's the problem. Not that you're tired.
I want you to bring up the ways in which I have abused you, Ben.
Yeah.
And she also didn't want you bringing up the way she's abused you. Do
Yes.
abusers have the right to say, like, hey, wait a second. Don't you dare embarrass me.
Yeah, Ben. That's you. That's you. 100%. No. Abusers don't have the right to say that. But you say that to her all the fucking time and you're the abuser.
No.
What takes time to figure that out?
I
The answer is no.
The answer is no.
Absolutely goddamn right.
Yes.
No, you have no right. No right.
Yes.
You behave shamefully, anybody can talk about it.
Yes.
Thanks for the permission, Ben.
If there's a reason you behave that way, okay, they should mention that too. But you don't get to abuse someone and then say you're a victim of them saying, I've been abused.
Yeah, Ben.
Yeah, right. I don't.
Oh.
I've been like really.
No. You've been doing that.
I've been acting like a victim of you. That's true. I act like a victim of you. I act like you're too mean to me. I act like you're harsh on me.
Okay, whatever. I don't want to hear your big speeches. Okay, now.
What?
You are clear about this.
This guy is the king of big speeches. Look him up. He just goes on and on and on about nonsense.
Right?
To myself? Because I'm not clear to the stream, but you mean like personally? Am I clear about this?
All right, so you don't understand basic English sentences.
Wow.
It's all
Wow,
about
Ben.
runaround.
It's not a runaround.
It's
Yeah,
all a
you're
runaround.
a fucking runaround. You speak in circles. He's the king of speaking in circles and then has the nerve to go, oh, you don't understand anything. It's just the runaround. He is a classic narcissist.
So you're saying you're exhausted on a level that like almost no other human being on earth has ever experienced. And what I'm going to do is
I'm going to
that
let this
person
play. I'll
who's
be
that
right back.
exhausted says, are you clear about that? What you're going to do is cause me to have to clarify that.
I'm sorry. I'll stop it. I'll stop it. I'll stop it. I'll stop
Now
it.
you're going to get crazy and make me feel crazy. It never ends.
I love you very much, and I'm sorry that I'm acting like this. I'm clear that I have been like crazy. I am clear about that. I was crazy yesterday, super crazy. I thought I totally could like never do anything with you ever again. I really did mean that. And I'm sorry for being self-indulgent.
Okay, so let's try it again. Are you clear about that?
Yes.
Okay, is that hard to answer?
No.
Was it hard to answer when I asked it a couple minutes ago?
No.
So why did you
Oh
answer
my
it then?
God. I'm back, by the way.
Because I am running around.
Okay. So what you decided to do, or whatever, couldn't help but doing, is exhausted.
Also, what's the point of this? What is the fucking point of, like, what point is he trying to make here? Like, he's been going on now. This video is we're 17 minutes in. Let's see how long this has been going on. So minus 5 minutes. So he's been going on for 11 minutes. About what? About what? Just basically saying she's a piece of shit. She shouldn't act like a victim. How she's annoying him because of her speech. How he has to repeat himself. Like, what is the fucking point? What is the end game here, Ben? What are you trying to get at? Like, if you have a point, just fucking say it and then move on. But instead, he has to go on this 11-minute dialogue about what?
Person who's asking you whether you're clear that they're exhausted.
Yes.
Okay. This borders on utter insanity, don't you think?
Yes,
In a
I
minor
do.
way.
Yep.
All right.
Yes.
Now, what situation does that put you in?
That puts me in a situation where I'm kind of saying like, okay, I'm being extremely defensive, even though I know that like, I know you're coming.
No, we don't need a big fucking speech. It puts you in a worse situation. Why?
Because I did something worse to you. Like I've been running you
Shut up.
around.
I made an exhausted person, an
Shut
utterly
up.
exhausted person, more exhausted, who is asking for you to clarify that you've exhausted him.
Yes.
What the
Yeah.
fuck are we? What the fuck are we talking about? Look at his face right now. Like, what kind of headspace do you have to be in to go on and on about nothing for this long? All of which, like, this whole time, he's forcing her to look at the computer and not at him. As if that's not fucking abusive in and of itself. Like, what are we doing here, Ben?
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Now you're in a little bit of a deeper hole than you were in before.
Yeah.
Guess what you can do now?
Freak out about that and despair.
Yeah. And who did you see do that over and over, over and over?
So is all of this just one big funnel to shit on your ex-wife? Is that what this is about? Because, like, Ben, move the fuck on.
Over and over and over.
But no, he uses it as a tactic to abuse his daughter, to get her to be under his control. I think that's what I was trying to explain before. Like, he turned his daughter against her mom. And so, in order to control his daughter, he just basically says, "You're just like your mother," in a roundabout, fucking chaotic way. So that she feels like, oh shit, I don't want to be just like my mother, who I hate. I need to be complete opposite. So I have to do everything you say so that I can be in your good graces at all times. It's so fucking abusive.
And over 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 and over
Shut the fuck up, Ben.
and over 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 again for 4 years.
Mom.
Okay. And how did you feel about when your mother did that? Over and over and over and over again.
I felt like it was crazy. Like she was crazy, and every day I was like, maybe I can't.
No. How did you feel about it? I felt like she was crazy? No. How did that make you feel to have someone do that?
I was really angry at her.
Right, because you think it is what type of behavior? Good, medium, or horrendous?
Horrendous.
Okay, and yet you're doing.
Yeah, I know.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. So you have a problem. But so far, for the better part of a decade, what have you done as an alternative? What has your response been to her doing that towards me?
It's like
Let's
a
be
combination
super
of
quick about it.
lashing out at her and also
No, towards me. I asked you a question. Listen to the fucking words. You saw her doing that,
yes.
and now it's been the better part of a decade. And since October, she really hasn't said shit.
Yeah.
You say you witnessed her behaving in this way, which you thought was almost one of the worst things a human being can do to another human being.
Yes.
Is to cause that human being evil and then claim to be the victim
Yes.
of that human being, reacting rationally and saying, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
Okay. But what have you done?
I lashed out at you because I was so angry at her.
Grace, it's not that complicated. It's not as complicated as this. Like, you want to do this thing. You have.
What the fuck is he talking about? Not as complicated as you like, bro. You've been going on for almost 15 minutes now. Just say what you want to fucking say, Ben. The fuck? You're taking her on this fucking carnival ride. And if she doesn't answer exactly how you want to answer her, or how you want her to answer you, or as quick as you want her to answer you, you snap at her. Like, what the fuck is this?
Done the exact same thing.
I've abused you and then acted like a victim
No.
of it. Yes.
No, you don't need it. You've done the. Okay, all right. So now it's newsflash.
It's not a
You-
newsflash.
Oh, okay.
I'm just
James Soroka vibes. He is an older version of James Soroka.
trying to follow it because I'm just like I'm doing this stupid thing where I get like all nervous and freaked out. Okay, I'm just trying to follow it. I'm just saying like, okay, you say I've done the exact same thing as her.
And now you want all of chat to go like, I'm the victim again.
We can see you, Ben. We can hear the words that you're saying. We can see your behavior. She doesn't have to act any certain way for us to look at you and say, wow, you're a fucking piece of shit. Take her out of it. You being you and saying the words you're saying in the way that you're saying them, we can all see that you're a fucking abuser.
I am the victim.
I'm actually trying to say that I'm doing this stupid
and
thing.
You know what's ironic is he doesn't excuse me, he doesn't like when she quote unquote acts like the victim, yet he takes every opportunity to act like the victim. He even says it. I've been the victim of my mother, your mother, and now you. So he's allowed to play the victim, but nobody else is allowed to even hint that they might be a victim. Because then he projects that they're the abuser. Yeah, it's a real man for you guys.
And
Thing.
you're talking super fast
It's
Right? to show that evil dad is doing this to me. And who did you watch do this same fucking routine on YouTube? And for 4 years and pretty much your entire life before that. Who?
I saw
Who
mom.
was it?
I saw mom do it.
Was
I
it
saw
any
Mom do
different than this?
Not really.
Same fucking thing.
Yeah, it was the
But
same
you're
thing.
just doing it. How does that make you feel to do the exact same thing that you say is the worst behavior I've ever seen one person do to another person? Not only are you doing that, you're doing it to the exact same person that you witnessed it being done to.
It makes me feel crazy
Oh, it makes you feel crazy?
and ashamed. It just like I can't keep doing this.
It makes you feel crazy. So now you're letting me know that
I have to stop.
anything's on the table. I'm feeling crazy. Guess who says that?
that is also
they're
what she
about-
used to. Sorry.
Guess who says that when they're about to do something off the rails? Guess what kind of people say that? I'm feeling crazy. Serial fucking killers,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Now we're in that world. Do you think maybe it's time
James Soroka. I'm going to keep saying it because he is literally a cookie cutter of James Soroka.
for you to act with some seriousness in your life and say, it's time to be held accountable and stop doing this? No?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So let's try again, because you've taken it and turned it into this thing now about yourself.
Yes.
And now also you're not responding to chat because now you're saying, like, I get it. You want to yell at me, and I'm going to show that I'm a victim to chat, and I'm not going to bring them into it. There are, in a sense, three.
If she were to say anything at all to chat, you would just jump all over her. You forced her to look at chat the entire time that you're talking to her. Like, bro, if this was my dad, I would probably not be here on this earth. Like, and have to deal with this guy's bullshit. Not only that, like, if you're in a relationship with somebody like this, that's one thing. But when it's your father, who's like your blood, bro, he's taking full advantage of the fact that he's dad. Like, he's a grown-ass fucking man who's unemployed and relies on his 22-year-old daughter to make money off the internet. And that's not even the tip of the iceberg. Like, there's so much more. There's so much more. Like, we're going to get into it. We're going to get into it because we're going to have to go back to that first video that I had started playing. But I wanted to give you guys, you know, the video of him kicking her. And I guess this is the full context of it. This is crazy. This is absolutely bonkers. This guy is a fucking loony bin.
Persons involved. You, me,
All
and
right.
chat. And you're saying, oh, that's yelling at me. Chat, can't you privately? I see what you're writing. He's a nasty, this, that, the other thing. I soak it up, and I'll pretend I'm listening to him. It's more, it's just your typical bullshit. Same thing your mother used to do.
Okay, so then she starts paying attention to chat and putting up comments, and he says, oh, I'm just going to pretend like I'm listening to what he's saying. What the fuck? He just talked shit to her about ignoring the chat and acting like the victim because she's not talking to her chat. So then she starts paying attention to her chat, and he turns around and says, oh, you're just going to act like you're listening to me now. This guy deserves to be, he needs to be in the loony bin. Crazy. How does she just sit there? I mean, I guess if she's brainwashed and this is how she grew up around this fucking crazy person, then it's just normal to her. But how does she just sit there and take it for this long?
It's the same thing.
So go
Yeah,
have an
you're
affair
right.
with chat. Go
I don't
take
want
chat and go.
That's a fucking weird thing to say, Ben. Go have an affair with chat as if she's your wife. You know, she's your daughter. By the way, for anybody who doesn't know about the Thorpes, there's a rumor that they have sex with each other. No one knows if it's true or not, but he's alluded to it, and so is she. And nobody knows if it's a troll or if it's real or whatever. So it's really fucking weird that he would use those words to his daughter. Go have an affair. That's what you say to somebody who you're in a relationship with, Ben. Not your daughter. Your children can't have affairs on you, Ben. Fucking weirdo.
Oh, do you think I'm a victim? And then go on Discord like your mother did. File something against me. Go. Just go.
I don't want
have an
to.
affair with them.
I don't want to. I actually wasn't reading the chat. I was just looking at you, but I get that it makes me look like a victim because I'm not responding to chat. I get it. I was just looking at you, but I get it.
Well, you get to say like, "Hey, you're making it's more buffoonery, right?" It's like,
Yeah.
look at me.
So is she supposed to look at chat or is she supposed to fucking pay attention to you, Ben? You can't have it both ways.
I'm a victim. You're not a fucking victim. You're an abuser. What is an abuser?
Wow.
Looks like somebody who doesn't want the camera on. Somebody
No.
who wants to hide
That
away.
doesn't look like anything. What face are you trying to show to chat, to YouTube, to the world?
That I'm sad and abused.
You're sad and abused.
Yep.
What is it? What is an abuse?
How did she do that, Ben? At the start of this video, she came in, she was smiling and laughing at things you were saying. Like, how was she? How is that a thing? Like, how did we get there?
Abuser look like?
An abuser looks like somebody who's angry and nasty. Sometimes. An abuser can be abusive.
What
like,
about someone who's actually a serious human being who's being corrected?
a serious human being would just have like a sort of neutral face, like, okay, I understand. I'm going to take this seriously.
See, it doesn't matter what she does, she's wrong. In his eyes, no matter what she does, no matter what answer she gives, she's wrong. There's no winning at all with Ben. Because he just wants to go on and on and on and on and on and on.
I don't know about that. But okay. It wouldn't be someone who's looking like they're afraid and they're sad, which is what you're doing.
Yeah,
Right.
I am doing that. Yeah, it's bullshit. I am doing
You're
that.
bullshitting. You know you're on camera. You're
Yep.
sitting there and making it look like you're a victim. And you've been doing this for the better part of a decade. But for now a year and a half on YouTube. I fucking hate it and you love it. Right? Oh, here come the tears.
Keep doing
Here
it.
come the tears from baby.
I stopped myself from crying. I stopped.
Oh, but that's perfect, isn't it? That's even better.
It's garbage, though.
No,
I
that's
don't.
even better performance. You look like you're gonna cry, and then you hold back because you're so afraid of Daddy doing something to you, right?
No, that's literally not why.
All bullshit, all the
You know
time.
what? Let's go back and watch that. Let's look at his
Something to
face.
you, right? Better performance. You look like you're
Watch
gonna
his
cry, and then you
face.
hold back because you're so afraid of Daddy doing something to you, right?
No, that's literally not why.
All bullshit all the time. Never end.
How she didn't raise her voice to him at all one time. She didn't talk back to him. She agreed with him throughout the whole thing to appease him. And he gets pushed to a point where he kicks her like that and walks away, like, because she starts crying. So he's allowed to sit there and berate her and berate her and berate her. And she's just supposed to take it. And the second that she mentions that she's about to cry, or he mentions it and she said, yeah, I stopped myself, that's when he loses it.
That's literally.
This guy is like, whatever a man is in the dictionary, we need to look up the opposite of man. Because you guys know what I'm saying. Like, what? What? No wonder he's like 50, unemployed, and relies on his 22-year-old daughter because he can't find a real woman. Not acting like that.
Literally not why.
I can't wait for her to wake up to all of this and be like, wow. Now, I don't like her either because she's a bitch. I've seen things that she's posted. She's not a nice person. And I can say that, like, to some degree, she was groomed into being this kind of person. So I can, have some sympathy towards that. But there's a certain point, because she's 22, where you can make your own decisions and act a certain way. And she's not a nice person. So, like, the family trauma only goes so far, and then you have the choice to be a better person, and she just doesn't. She still has her dad in her life, and he controls her, and so she's a piece of shit just like him. And she won't stop being a piece of shit until she gets away from her dad.
Never end.
I'm sorry. Oh, I did. I don't mean to do this.
It's too long. The better part of a decade is not a reasonable amount of time for someone to get a hold of themselves.
Okay. But I wanted to get a hold of myself today, and
Whatever.
we were like,
Years, whatever.
I don't want to live without
He thrives. He thrives in this.
you. I don't want to. I don't care if you don't want me to. I don't want to do this. I'm not going to
Well,
leave.
Okay. Well, okay. So you said you were going to do something today. You didn't do it. Just like your mother, right? But I said, let's
I
do
said,
something
but I
right.
gave it my shot. I gave it a shot. I tried. I did.
That's what you all said that.
But
How many times did your mother tell you she tried? She was trying. So it's
But I really.
7:05. It's not midnight, but like.
I don't know what I need to do.
look
Okay.
at you.
I'm not a victim. I am a victim of some things that have happened in my life to put me in
Shut
this
up for a
position.
second. Shut up for a second. Here's my suggestion to you. For the first time in a year and a half, now, leave me the hell out of it. It didn't help. You didn't take this opportunity with me, and you didn't utilize it. Now, don't look at me that way. Look at me through this string.
Wow.
What's funny about that?
It's just.
More jokes, yeah. Sure.
Look
Now,
at me through the
What, can I
screen. Don't
finish
look
my
at me
sentence, or
directly.
You're going to do more hilarity.
Yes, please finish your sentence.
Okay. Now I think
Wow.
you need. What have I been suggesting to you all day?
You have been suggesting that I'm a killer. You said should be a killer. You said that I should.
No. Okay. So you don't listen to me because when I'm around, you obsess or something like that. Okay. What I've been basically saying to you is that we're a team, you and me, and who else?
Chat.
And what have you tended to do?
I tend to ignore chat and play victim to them so that I don't trust what they tell me.
Okay, you're saying you want to do this thing with me and you, just like your mother did, which is to have an obsession until I can't take it anymore. Right? Oh, pregnant pause. All right. So
I don't know if I've had the.
What the fuck is a pregnant pause?
I don't know. Okay, it's been obsessive.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Don't answer any questions. I'm not going to ask you any questions. You're not going to answer them. Okay? You can't do it. I'm just going to tell you my point of view.
Finally. Finally, we get to the point. 20 minutes in. Wow.
Your mother treated chat like it was she was a victim of chat, but also she was needy for chat's approval.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yes.
You're doing the same exact thing with chat. I'm telling you, not so much me, because you've alienated me from most of chat, right? By playing the victim.
Hmm.
Okay. But they supposedly love you, right?
Yeah,
Okay. Because you've manipulated them into thinking you're a victim of me. Is that not true?
that's correct.
Okay.
Okay, so I can see what's going on here. He's jealous that she's getting all the attention and people think he's a piece of shit. So he's taking it out on her. But what he doesn't realize is that everybody can see right through him and how much of a piece of shit he actually is. And he doesn't like that people are calling him out on it. He wants people to just fucking blow smoke up his ass all the time and tell him how wonderful him and his daughter are. That's not going to happen, Ben, because guess what? You're a piece of shit. Get over it.
And then what did your mother do with them? And your brother John?
She left you for them. I don't know.
No.
She abandoned us and
No.
went to
Okay.
Discord.
Grace. All right.
See, if she doesn't answer exactly how he wants, he just fucking. And then he wonders why everybody says he's a piece of shit. Like, do you watch these back, Ben? Do you see? Like, another case of somebody who needs to buy a fucking mirror.
Whatever. Bye.
I just wanted to answer the question. I honestly just want to answer the question and just understand what I need to do.
Okay. Please stop.
I need to understand what I need to do. Because he's talking psychobabble. She doesn't know what the fuck to do because everything she says and does is wrong.
Talking. Is that working for you when you talk a lot?
No.
How many speeches in the last better part of
Yeah, stop talking and let me talk to you and just don't fucking say anything back to me. That's not abusive.
the decade have I ever said, that's fantastic, I love that? Or your mother's?
Never.
How many thousands of hours have I spent listening to these stupid fucking speeches from you and your mother? It's all garbage.
Wow. This guy is the king of projection. He's been going on now for like 25 minutes. It's nonsense. And yet here he is. What did you say, Ben? Let's go back.
How many thousands of hours have I spent listening to these stupid fucking speeches from you and your mother? It's all garbage.
Wow, Ben. Wow. Projection 101, guys.
All garbage.
Yeah.
There's
Yes.
been like 10 words maybe that made sense the entire time. So how about now we say, shut the fuck up and listen to me, and then take this and go upstairs
You're not
and don't
Ben,
act like a bitch.
you're not fucking saying anything. You've been going on for 25 minutes. You haven't said a fucking thing. What's your fucking point? What is the point, Ben? Hello? What's your point, Ben? What is your point? Get to it. 25 minutes to not even make a point? And here you are saying, the hours I've listened to nonsense. What do you think this is? I've just wasted 25 minutes of my life listening to it.
Victim of it.
You fucking prick.
You had an opportunity to come down here. I was going to say to you that this is the situation and you should stop doing this to me, but you wouldn't even let me get through that. You made me totally.
How did she not let you get through it? She's sitting there not saying anything, only responding to you when you ask questions. She's not letting you get through it? You're not fucking saying anything, Ben. Fucking Ben? You're not fucking saying anything. You're talking psychobabble. You fucking narcissist?
Totally and utterly frustrated instead, whether it was your fault or not. Okay. So what we're going to do instead, what I'm going to suggest it to you instead, and you're not going to interrupt me and confuse me.
When has she interrupted you this entire time? Never. Not one time.
Again, I'm going to just get through this and you're going to take your fucking wonderful self the fuck out of here and go upstairs. Right? Is what your mother did with chat is she created a mini cult, which also made her their lol cow.
She created a what did he say? A mini cult? No, she exposed you and people saw you for who you were and started calling you a piece of shit. That's not a cult. That's people seeing you for who you are and you don't like it. And now Grace has you on her channel and everybody's still calling you a piece of shit and you don't like it. So if two different audiences are calling you a piece of shit, Ben, chances are you're a fucking piece of shit.
Kicked basically the entirety of YouTube away to the curb, had them protect her
Yeah.
from anyone who didn't agree with her crazy narrative, and they used her as a lol cow and probably still do.
Yes.
And all of them are psychopaths.
Yes.
And the trade-off also was destroy your family and commit crimes. They inspired her to commit crimes against you, your siblings, me, and also my father, and implicate them in crimes as well.
Yes.
Okay. You should do that, or maybe come up with something different.
I don't know if anybody who watches this has heard of parental alienation, but this is a classic case of parental alienation. Now, that being said, I don't know enough about this family to know exactly what is real and what isn't when it comes to his ex-wife, aka her mother. But what I do know is that I've watched videos of their quote unquote family counseling sessions that they used to hold in Discord. And he is extremely manipulative and passive aggressive and abusive towards his ex-wife, to the point where she is a lot like Grace here, where she will just start agreeing with him. And I don't know like what that is. Like, I haven't looked into it enough, but from my very small amount of knowledge that I have about the ex-wife, to me at this point in my quote unquote research, I feel like he pushed his ex-wife to a point where she would just say things to agree, kind of like Grace is here, even though she probably doesn't agree with a lot of what he's saying. She's doing it to appease him. I get that same feeling from her mother. And I feel like he's gotten the ex-wife to agree to things that aren't true in public just so that he could turn around and be like, see, look at what a piece of shit she is. And he'll just go on and on and on about his ex-wife and how much of an abuser she is and this and that. And he's turned Grace against her own mother. And clearly you can see he's an abusive piece of shit. So, like, I can't say for sure whether the mom is also abusive because I don't know that much. But from what I can see, at least initially, is that she's not. I've never seen anything that showed that she was abusive. I've never seen any of that. So, I mean, I'll come back on here and say that I was wrong about that in the future if I ever get shown something that shows otherwise. But, you know, if the mom is somebody who's been abused by this man and he's turned his daughter against her, this is a classic case of parental alienation. Which is really fucking sad. Because she's sitting here being abused by him when she could have, if her mother is actually an okay person who's just been abused by him, she could have a loving relationship with her own mother, but instead she's been turned away from her mother to sit here and suffer abuse from her own father. And that's really fucking sad.
And maybe it's not about you and me. Maybe it's about you, because you said I prefer not being on stream to being on stream. Correct?
Yes.
Because the reason you like that is because you don't like having a camera on you because your behavior is so bad off camera.
Yeah.
See, he's painting it as if she's somebody completely different off camera. So that chat thinks like she's this other person that she's not showing us. He's like trying to paint a picture for the chat. He cares so much about what chat and the internet thinks of him that he's sitting here abusing his own daughter in front of everybody and can't see why people think he's a piece of shit.
Okay, so you're going to interrupt me. All right, bye.
Wait, how did she
That's all I
interrupt
can
you?
do.
Hold on.
Because your behavior is so bad off camera.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to interrupt me. All right, bye.
How did she interrupt you?
That's all I can do.
She was
I told
agreeing
you.
with you.
You wanted to interrupt me. Goodbye. Midnight is it. Not looking
Don't contact the police. Are you guys retarded? It's nothing happened.
Grace, you do understand that your father is severely mentally ill? Question mark? Allegedly?
There's nothing to snitch on. I mean, they can come, but that's retarded. Okay, well, epic own chat. they're just gonna leave. So like, am I just an evil person? Okay, so like I am telling you, like I like secretly or whatever, like I obviously, like it's obvious, like I really, I don't know if you call it love, but like I really want to be with him all the time with my dad. I really like value being with him. I don't want to live away from him. I just really love him. I'm like really super attached to him. So this whole thing where like I play victim on stream, it's just like, what am I doing with my life? Like, what am I doing with, it's so like, it seems so serious, and it's just, I'm competent in other ways. So just this, like, this thing of like, I just wish, oh, I'm so angry. I'm so angry. I don't, I'm never gonna get out of this. I'm never going to be real. I'm never gonna be real. Oh God, okay, I can't even figure out what to say. I'm so stupid. I'm never gonna be real. I don't know. I was thinking maybe yesterday, like, I'm just like, actually have a lot of problems, like a lot of anger that I haven't dealt with. And maybe like I just didn't deal with my own problems because I wanted to blame them all on my mom. I don't even know, like, it's unbelievable how much I like really love him and appreciate what he did. I do appreciate it, but I do present myself as somebody who is like afraid of him, and that's really bad. And I really want to stop that because it makes him look bad and it's embarrassing for him.
He is bad.
And just like, I will just be like super like, I won't be super nice off camera. I'm not what I'm saying, but I'll be super clingy. And you guys don't see that because I've been embarrassed about it because my mom made me feel embarrassed about it. And that's why. And it doesn't make it right to attack him, but that's why I was embarrassed. I was deeply, deeply embarrassed on like the most, I was like humiliated basically on like a fundamental level by my mother for being clingy to my dad. And I felt really, really, really bad about
Wait,
it and
my
really
internet
ashamed.
cut out. Hold on. Oh my god. Hello, Spectrum.
Doesn't make it right to attack him, but that's why I was embarrassed. I was deeply, deeply embarrassed on like the most, I was like humiliated basically on like a fundamental level by my mother for being clingy to my dad. And I felt really, really, really bad about it and really ashamed. And so I distanced myself from him. And I know that that is not accept, like it's not, it doesn't excuse me making him look like a bad guy online, but I think that's what it stems from. You can pick anything. What would you want to do? I would just want to go downstairs and just watch TV with him and have a good time and smoke cigarettes and have takeout food. That's what I would want to do. I don't want to do this. And you know what? I would also want to wake up the next day and just have a plan of something to do. And I don't care if I'm mentally emotionally damaged. I don't really care. I just wish we could just do things and I didn't have this thing where I'm suspicious and hostile. I that's what I would want to do.
According to them, this was all performative, by the way.
That's not how you spell shitter. It's S-H-I-T-T-E-R.
I did not kick you. I would say I shoved you with my feet. It wasn't a kick.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
Okay, you think
It's
this
a
is a
push.
joke. I mean, it may...
No,
you know
it's
how people on the internet are, Grace.
yeah, no.
Also, it was not domestic violence, which is important because they automatically prosecute. You were not in the apartment. I don't live with you. And so...
No.
It's up to the discretion of the police. Like when Jacinda punched me in the face.
Yep.
Okay. It's up to their discretion. And I would ask them to use their discretion use common sense.
Yeah.
Gotta feed him. He's gonna
That's
have
not a
stroke.
joke, Grace.
I don't
If
think
they
it's a joke.
put me in that jail, I'm not posting bail and neither are you. I'm sitting in there because it's a better life.
Talking the ear off
Better
of the guy.
food, better sex, better workout, better routine,
Better sex. Wait. Better sex in prison.
entertainment,
Wait, what?
nicer
Wait, what?
company.
Wait, what? Wait, what?
That's,
What?
And I'm doing
What?
it. I swear to you right here. I am not posting that $50 bail this time.
Okay.
You can come in there and visit me. And I will once again say the bars are there to protect
This guy's a fucking loser.
me, not you, not society. I'm being protected from society. I'll stay in there. I'll live my life out behind bars because these maniacs like you can't get in there. I'm protected.
Ben, can I come to your side here? I'm Team Ben. I think it's about time that enough, Grace. I think you're a consequence. It's enough needs to be said, Grace. You are a loser. You will not do. You don't. Grace,
I agree. Same team.
Clean the shitter. Clean the shitter, Grace. That's all you're good for. Ben, we're practicing.
Stop donating to these people. Stop donating. This guy doesn't deserve people's money. He's a piece of shit. Stop donating. Stop subscribing. Stop. This guy needs to go get a fucking job and grow the fuck up. I don't care if you think Grace is pretty. She needs to get away from her abusive ass father. And every time you donate, the money goes to him. Stop donating.
Well, Ben, everybody is kung fu fighting. I'm tired of her blathering her own lips here. Look at Layla. Hey, Layla, go take a rope. Look at you. Their life's already over. Yeah, no, I'm all
Was that a
pressed
stroke
right
yet?
in for
What
it.
was that?
I'm leaning into it. I just wanted to say, Grace, I'm sorry. I'm all for Ben Fu. But I'm all for the kicking. Ben, I was amazed that Ben got his leg up is what I wanted.
I'm the last one standing.
Yeah.
I'm waiting to figure out what's gonna get me kicked out of here.
Oh, hang on a sec.
What's going on
Carry
over
the
there?
stream.
Oh shit! And it's my show now. Okay, someone quick, tell me what's going on. How did I think I missed? I was
Good evening and welcome to the Howling Madness. Good evening. Good evening. We're gonna get into we're gonna get into a little Thorpe stuff. Ben gave
This
boom.
guy.
Boom. You see that? Boom.
I'll be
Ben
right
gave a little
back.
kung fu fighting over there to Grace. Yes, good evening, Grace.
Wow.
Hey,
You
what's up?
look just wonderful, Grace. Are you defeated?
This fucking guy said Ben gave Grace some kung fu fighting. What the fuck is wrong with these people? What the fuck?
Hey Grace, why do you look so sad?
Grace,
My
what
dad
is
went-
happening?
My dad went to jail.
Shut the hell
Somebody
up.
called the cops.
Yep.
Somebody on the stream. See, is that what happened?
Yep.
And so, what happened now?
I told them it was a bit, which it was. I told them he just pushed me, and they said they had to take him. That was my fault because I rewatched the clip and
Okay.
it's
What? How
hurt
can
me,
you
but-
get Ben out of jail?
No,
How are they holding him?
I'm not sure exactly. It's like 3 a.m.
When did they take him?
I don't know, like 11.
That's your time. What time?
Yeah, it's 3:42.
Okay. Is he going to? Are they going? Well, he'll have to see a judge now, probably, and then the judge will decide which they should post the bond, and hopefully it's not high. I don't know what Rhode Island is, and so
That was a
maybe
bit,
because
guys.
see, Grace, listen, honey, you have some of these people in your chat, and I try to tell you about some of these people
Yeah.
that are very. Even if you had, well, who are they to call them? You know, if he put your head through a fucking window, that'd be different. You know, he gave you a kick. So that's why I'm having fun with it and calling it Ben Fu.
I know, yeah.
And now Ben is in, yeah, but they don't take it but they take it seriously. Okay. That's why I don't tolerate those people, Grace, like this fucking clown guy and these type of people.
Oh
I
my
get them out of here
God.
quickly. And there's the reason for it too. That's what they do. So now Ben is there.
You sound like a fucking
he's there.
idiot.
Now
Shut
the thing
the
is, well,
fuck up.
they're going to post him. Well, he's going to post the bond, or if he can make that, and whatever. I don't know what they're going to stipulate.
Sorry.
That. I don't know.
Sorry for my language. I should really tone it back, but these people piss me off.
What Rhode Island for, you know, a possibly, I don't know what's going to go under a domestic dispute. You know, do you know what asshole called?
Oh no, I don't know which person. No,
Okay.
I don't know. I think it's ridiculous because I didn't ask for it. I'm not asking for it. I told them I don't want to press any charges. I'm perfectly fine.
Yeah.
We don't live together, which is true. We don't live together. And I think it's utterly ridiculous that they take him. I am not making any complaints. I talked with them privately. I'm not making any complaints. I don't need him taken
And even
away.
if you said, let's say you said it was a bit to them,
I did.
100%. Well, why? Okay, but why are they not then listening?
Because they don't care. I'm the person who was supposedly hurt. I don't care. Like I'm telling them, like I have no complaints. I don't want to press any charges.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Okay. Okay. And they still arrested him. So, all right. So he's going to post bond in the morning and see a judge. So you're going to have to go down there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would advise you because it's like
I don't know if I can afford it, but
Can your chat raise the money? Because they put him there, you know, they fucking put him there.
No, he put himself there because he's a fucking abuser.
yeah, maybe we can do that. But then again, I've turned my entire chat against him, so it's really my fucking fault. And
Well, why don't you do this, Grace? Open up a live stream on your channel if you can. Tell them your situation. You know, because you have some guys that donate. I saw one guy donating like a few $100 and whatnot. And tell them, listen, some of these people put me in.
Stop donating. Stop donating. She's going to use this money to bail her abusive father out of jail. Stop donating.
This position, did this. Now I have to.
I know this is like 9 months old, but stop donating. He benefits from it, and he's an abuser. He doesn't deserve any of it.
To maybe raise $400 to $500 to get him out of the prison, probably minimum.
I think it could be
It's not prison, you idiot. It's jail.
thousands.
Oh,
Big difference, you idiot.
shit.
It could be. I don't know. It's hard to tell how they go about it. It's
Which
not
is
to
just
go
a
in.
scam. Which is just a scam. I have to pay these people thousands of dollars.
Wait.
Yeah.
Think about it. Wait. Hold on. Let me say something. I know she's crying. It's kind of fucked up because I'm laughing. But think about it this way. Now that he's in jail, you have the whole house to yourself. You can just like do whatever you want. So you might just want to just you could just chill out while he's in jail and just do whatever you want, and just like you have the whole house to yourself. I mean, I would be like kind of ecstatic. I'd be like, okay,
This guy's trying to talk sense into her.
this is badass.
Well, that's not her situation. She says she likes living with Ben. That's why.
Okay,
I said,
so
well,
she
either
actually
way,
likes her dad. That's the problem. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, and so
Yeah.
now he's in prison.
It is a problem. You're right. The fact that she's so attached to her dad and doesn't want to go live her own life and is crying because he's in jail, and she's blaming herself because she turned her chat against him. I'm sorry. If the cops showed up and didn't see a problem, they'd leave, but they saw a problem and they took care of it. They took him to jail, rightfully so, because he's an abusive asshole. It's his problem. Let him figure it out.
Because of the chatters or whoever these idiots are. That's why, Grace, I kick these people. You better get more serious on some of those people in your Discord. Some of those people in your Discord are the ones sending shit to my house. And I know it.
Yeah, what's your opinion on that? You know how many pizzas the general has gotten because of you?
I don't think there's.
That's why you'll have to go down there. What? So what you should do, Grace, is open your.
You can do about those people.
Well, yeah, a little bit, but I just don't lay over and let them do what they want either. And they're going to get a bad spanking. Trust me. One has one coming too. He just doesn't know it yet. Two of them, actually. But anyway, what you need to do is open a live stream. I would do it on your channel. You have
This guy's a piece of work too.
over 5,000 subs now. You can bring in, what is that down there? Thorpe TV? That ain't you, is it, Grace?
Getting arrested, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I told you guys that was a fucking joke.
No, Grace. We gotta do what we have to do, Grace. All right, let's go down. It's mandatory.
But we didn't.
See, but he said, be under their law. He said that right there. They don't care then. Under Rhode Island law, if there's just any like that or evidence, I don't know, or people said they saw it and whatnot, or it's on a stream and they sent it to the cop. See?
Fucking joke for the stream. Can I even see him?
Is it raining where you live? What the fuck?
Let's be quiet right now.
Don't worry, Grace.
Let me just pause a second, Grace. What you need to do, are you still there? Okay. Yeah, what you need to do this. Open up a live stream, say, because, you know, it was a bit, and it was, and there's no violence there. I mean, if he like took a fucking hand and laid into you, I would even say different. Obviously, that's not the case here. Yeah. Raise some, because you have some donors that would come in. You can show them this, okay, and explain that raise that. So maybe you can raise close to it. You can, because you do have people that do that. Yeah. So now Ben is in the clink. Ben is legit in the clink, So are, the people, because, Grace, I've never seen Ben really, lay on you or ever, where you say, oh, this is a real dangerous.
This guy is exhausting. Ben is so emotionally abusive. It's insane. The kick was uncalled for. It basically knocked her over. Mind you, this guy that's talking, his YouTube channel, he gets off on telling girls what to do sexually and humiliating them on stream for everybody to see. I haven't watched any of his videos. The only thing I've watched is him humiliating Grace by, just go look it up. This guy, I don't remember what his name is, but if you look into Grace's story, you'll see him. He humiliated her sexually on video on YouTube. So this guy sitting here going, I didn't see any abuse. The talk is really cheap coming from this guy. Let's just put it that way.
A dangerous situation. I've never detected that in bed, nor have I ever said that. So what I would do if I were you.
Also, what the hell is his voice? I know what I do. Like, bro, you're not a man either.
I mean, we'll play. The rest of it here.
One year is one of my campus, okay?
Okay.
Based on whatever you guys had going on in your live stream today, somebody recorded it, and it was like a kicking you. Right? So in Rhode Island, that's considered domestic assault, domestic violence, simple assault. All right? I understand you have your YouTube podcast and everything like that, whatever you guys do, but essentially.
But it was a joke, and I don't have any problem with what happened.
That was a joke, guys. We watched it in the full thing. That was a joke. Yeah, okay.
Okay. So what's gonna happen is he's gonna go to the station. He's gonna be processed. He's gonna be booked and everything like that. I know it's a cash bail for $50. I don't know if you drive or anything like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So, like I said.
Wait, what did he say there?
He said the cash bill's $50.
If you want to call the station.
The bond is $50.
I went there. They did not say that.
What did they say?
They said it could be up to 10,000, and they'll have to let me know.
I don't think it's that, but it's probably more than 50. But what I would say, Grace, plan on 300.
Because I went there and I brought that, and they were like, "No, we have to wait. We have to tell you."
Okay, well, I don't know. Maybe it's probably more than 50, but I don't think it's going to be upwards of that. I mean, that would be insane for that. But I would fire up your live stream. Okay, I would tell them also, because some of those people are responsible, but that's also sometimes goes with live streaming. And then there's people that don't like him, so they do this type of shit. And I would do that.
This is my text to my mom.
Yeah.
I don't. Okay, look. I don't
maybe
know.
Courtney called. I mean, I don't know. Maybe,
I don't know. Maybe she did call because I just.
Oh, then
I
that
told
changes
her-
things.
Wait, I want to read this. Dad's in jail, just so you know. I hope that makes you happy. I saw him kick you. I'm glad there are consequences. I saw him abuse you on stream today, and I'm glad there are consequences. I think you have a death wish. How so? You will pay for what you've done to all of us. If not in this life, then in the next. I'm not worried about it at all. I'm beside myself with guilt and missing Dad. That's because you've been abused. See, like, why? First of all, why is she texting her mom? And what is this? I think you have a death wish. What is this? Like, what is him abusing her and kicking her and going to jail? have anything to do with her mom, aka his ex-wife, and her having a death wish. This whole thing is fucked, man.
Oh, dude, your mom called the cops on your
I'm
dad.
sorry. I'm sorry, YouTube. I'm not monetized. So like I feel like I have some freedom in using curse words, but I'm going to really try not to use them going forward. So YouTube, if you're listening, I'm sorry. I'm a noob. I will tone it down. I'll use words like dingus and I don't know. I'll try to be creative.
Oh, Jesus.
I said, Dad's in jail, just so you know. I hope that makes you happy. She said, I saw him kick you. I'm glad there are consequences. I saw him abuse you on stream today, and I'm glad there are consequences. I don't know how much the bail is. They were kind of like
Plan to be over 300 plus.
That guy did tell me he said $50, so I got
I don't think so. I
$50
think
from
it's higher than
RV, and I
$50.
drove over there, and they were like, "No, we can't actually do this. We have to wait for the judge or something."
Yep.
And it's
Yep.
not 50. And I was like,
It's not.
"Okay,
It's
well,
300 plus. All right, Grace. All right, fire it up. All right, it's Get Ben Out of Prison stream. Grace is firing up her stream. If you want to head over there, head over to the
All of you people in her chat that are enabling this behavior are disgusting. I hope you see this and you hear me call you disgusting. Enabling this from Ben? Okay. You claim to love Grace and support Grace, and yet you stick up for Ben's disgusting behavior. You don't like Grace. You like watching her be abused by her own father. And that's disgusting.
no. I mean, to get Ben out of a stream.
And it's no different with this guy that's talking to Grace. He likes seeing women be abused. His whole shtick is abusing women and humiliating them in front of everybody. So
Out of stream jail. He's there, possibly. Who knows? You know, when you have 200 people watching, it's hard to tell.
I told you guys that was a fucking joke.
No, Grace. You gotta do what you have to do, Grace. All right, let's go down. It's mandatory.
But we didn't mean it anything by it. It was a fucking joke for the stream. Can I even see him?
Don't worry about it. We'll explain to him that just stand under there so you don't get wet.
you notice she like follows them. They're like taking him out to the car and she's behind them going, "We didn't mean anything. It was all a joke. It was all for the stream." Making sure to say it loud enough for him to hear as they're taking him away in handcuffs so that he can hear that she's sticking up for him.
Don't worry, Grace.
And the sad part is now she's going to get blamed by him. "You're the reason I went to jail because you turned Chad against me." You can sit here and play victim all you want, but you're the one who turned the chat against me, and now they're calling the police, and then and I got sent to jail, and now I have this charge on my record, and this and that. It's going to be her fault. It's not going to be his fault that he was a man baby and couldn't keep his feet to himself. Like, it's going to be her fault. It's always going to be her fault. Can't ever be his fault.
Grace, so. You're recording me right now? as well, let everybody on my campus, okay?
Okay.
Based on whatever you guys had going on in your live stream today, somebody reported it, and it was him kicking you. Right? So in Rhode Island, that's considered domestic assault, domestic violence, simple assault. Right? I understand you have your YouTube podcast and everything like that, whatever you guys do, but essentially.
But it was a joke, and I don't have any problem with what happened.
Hands are tied. Okay. So what's gonna happen is he's gonna go to the station. He's gonna be processed. He's gonna be booked and everything like that. I know it's a cash bail for $50. I don't know if you drive or anything like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So, like I said, it's gonna be a $50 cash bail, but it has to be relatively quick. If you want to call the station, we'll be there for a little bit. You can call for any additional information. Okay. Well, we got to go back and process it. So
Okay.
get it done quick. All right. Do you have any questions for me?
Well, what, don't you have to have me press charges?
No, not for domestic violence.
But it wasn't domestic. We don't live together.
Well, you guys are related by blood. So
Oh.
That's what makes it a domestic assault. All right.
All right. Hello, everybody. Sorry, I'm a little bit late. It's almost 7 a.m. But so that's what happened. That's what happened at like 10 p.m. last night. Because my dad pushed me with his foot, and I was just at the police department. So the officer in that video did say there was a $50 bond. I went there a few hours ago with $50 cash, and they told me I would have to wait and that it wasn't going to be that for bail or bond. I'm not sure which one.
I'll be right back.
But
I'm gonna let this play till the end, and then
I did get all the papers a few minutes ago, and I believe that this is the bail, which seems a little bit ridiculous to me, honestly, but anyways, I'm super, super tired. I almost fell asleep, and then I realized there were 125 in here. So, I assume that it's 10K, that it was 1,000, and then it was scratched out to be 10,000. So I don't really know what to do with this information. To be honest, I'm a little overwhelmed, I guess. So obviously, if anybody would like to help me, my Cash App is Grace M. Thorpe. And obviously, if you donate on YouTube, it will come through eventually, but
Oh, we're grifting. We're grifting now. Oh, lovely. Your father abuses you on stream, and now we're grifting. We're asking the chat for money. Love it. Love to see it.
you only need to post 1,000 for 10,000.
How about you go get a job? How about your dad go get a job? How about that? He's a middle-aged man. He should be getting a job and supporting you and himself. How about that? How about we don't support abusers? How about that?
Bail. I'm not sure that's true because the guy who I talked to said that it was upped, and as you can see, it was scratched out. It was 1,000, and then now it's 10,000. So I'm extremely tired. I was a little more awake before I went back to the department. So I'll show you guys.
He's a Christmas baby. Oh, is he sad that he had to share his birthday with Jesus? He's sad because the whole family celebrated and everybody got presents on his birthday. Oh.
I kind of broke this on Hormax, or I'll just play that for you, and then I'll answer any questions from chat. And yeah, I feel kind of pretty fucked right now, honestly, but
I'm going to go ahead and subscribe to Naptown. I'm sure the other inmates will appreciate Ben's puns on child molestation. The way she reacted to being kicked. That's not the first time she's been kicked. Yes. He's insane. The emotional abuse is crazy, and now it's physical. That's exactly what I said. An abuser in the Greek sense. That's a that's a joke because of something he said about minors, about being attracted to minors. Yes, he said that. He's attracted to minors in the Greek sense. Man, this guy is so manipulative. It's easy to see as a spectator, but I can't blame Grace for not picking up on it. It's extremely difficult to assess the dynamics in the moment. I feel bad for her. To a certain degree. But the feeling bad stops at a certain point. Because she's... Everyone says she has star quality. Her mouth is going to stop her star quality. Arrest him. I'm like totally attached to him and don't want to be without him. I love him and want to be with him all the time. No family member says this about another family member unless there's some crazy stuff going on. I agree. Let his ass sit in jail. He's abusive emotionally as well as he controls Grace like a puppet. It's time Ben grows up and finds a woman his age. Agreed. Stockholm Syndrome. She must have turned him down right before the stream. Yeah, he did say, what did you say you were going to do this all day today and then didn't do it? But they never actually go into like what that was, which is weird. What was it? All right, let's watch this piece of snickerdoodle. He's also a judge, and when he's speaking, you probably shouldn't speak. Oh, let me present this. Hold on. There we go. Now you can see it. All right, let's go.
This is absurd. I said, I agree. He didn't like that at all. He said, I mean, your actions are absurd. Entertaining the world by pretending to beat up your daughter? The judge, fuck you. I got rights. If you don't want to get in the ring with me, then don't get in the ring. Dismiss the charges, let me go. And tell the fucking city of Warren to start acting like reasonable people and exercise discretion.
Stop it.
But if you want to get in the ring with me, let's fucking go.
Yeah, good evening, Ben. I just would like to say, good evening. I just like to tell you, Ben, I
Here
like
he
to
is
enjoy
again.
prison.
Here he is again. That fucking guy, man. This guy right here.
Get
Bro.
used to it. Bend over. Maybe you can get a pump. Maybe something.
Wait.
There's nothing
This
to it. You
matters
don't
for
listen
you.
to me.
Wait, what do you think about this woman over here?
Yeah,
General?
let's thank you,
She
Ben.
I
popped
should have
up out
brought
of
her.
nowhere.
She's a fucking rotter. I don't care for her. I don't like her. She's bald.
Faith.
She's dysgenic, and she has fucking cat ears. Grow up.
She's
I want you to enjoy prison.
These two guys are they're abusers. And they just get to live on the internet and make content on YouTube and people throw money at them? ? Like, I don't know about this guy. Like, do people throw money at him? I don't know about this guy. I just know what I know from looking into Grace and her father. But what's this guy's backstory? Can't be good, I'll tell you that.
Well, but
Tell her to
Hormack,
get a
can you
wig.
admit she's kind of pretty?
Get a wig.
How does this judge decide that as a judge, he has a right to comment on what I can pretend or not pretend to do? I could pretend to do anything I want. I can make a movie about blowing the entire fucking world to smithereens, right? This nigga wants to put on all different.
Okay. I think I said it already, but these people throw the N-word, not hard R, but the N-word around. So if that ends up being a thing where you hear that, I apologize. I do not subscribe to that. Do not agree with that. I'm just showcasing these pieces of shit so that you can see for yourself, because I want them to get attention for the pieces of shit that they are and deplatform them. They don't deserve a platform. They need to go away. He needs to go get a job. He doesn't need to rely on his 22-year-old daughter to support his lifestyle because he's a piece of shit. So if you hear the N-word, not hard R, just know I don't agree with it. I don't subscribe to it.
Different kinds of robes. Now he's what? A psychologist. And he says, or a priest, you need some mental health assistance. Why? Because I pretended to beat up my daughter on stream. Okay. He said, don't respond to me any further.
I
Then said,
pretended
"Yes,
to
sir."
beat
And
up
then
my
I
daughter on
realized that that's a
stream.
response. Now we get into Kafka territory.
As if that's good content. Like, okay.
And then I said, oh, sorry. And he thought I said, well. So he said, well, what? I said, no. I said, yes, sir. And you told me not to respond. He said, okay. And he got really hysterical at this point. Then this is his big speech. Your theatrical presentation in the courtroom isn't necessary. What theatrical presentation? This isn't Judge. Who is being theatrical here? This bitch. You might not like what I do on YouTube, nigga, then get on the panel and talk to me. But take your fucking robes off and put your fucking gloves on.
How about he's a judge and he can tell you whatever the fuck he wants to tell you, and you get to sit there and shut the fuck up? How about that, Ben? How about you have some respect?
Let's go. The
Respect isn't in this guy's dictionary.
judge acted like a total bitch and didn't answer my question.
We have
Yeah, shut up, Ben. The chat says it all. Shut up, Ben.
Oh boy.
Between Ben and Andrew, and the topic they want is, can fathers love too much?
Well, the thing is, though, Ben, can you explain to me why you thought it was a good idea to go on Lolcow Live and lean more into the incest stuff again? Do you think that that's really going to propel your career? Because it hasn't.
All right, so that's a separate debate.
Yeah, but that's
But
part
I
of the
guess we're
loving
gonna
the
go
daughter
there.
too
So-
much.
so do we
The whole
agree-
point was leaning into it, right? The whole point is that you lean into this shit. Why do you keep leaning into it? Why won't you just stop?
Well, okay, so that's what you're saying. This is the debate.
I'm saying that that's what the setup seems to be.
Well, on the
that
Lolcow
they're making-
Live, a guy said that Grace was degenerate. I came on to say, like, what do you mean degenerate? He said, you say you flirt with your daughter, and I explained flirting,
and you
then I
leaned
was
into
bounced.
it again. You just keep
Okay, but
leaning
that's
into
actually not leaning in.
It is leaning into
so
it.
I will give you an answer to your question why I'm willing to make statements, which I think if you read them straightforwardly are not controversial. I'm not being a provocateur.
Not
But I do think
controversial.
that a lot of young people, especially on the internet, are seen as dangerous and sexually dangerous to interact with. And I do think that's a huge problem. I don't think it's a problem. For example, a lot of people on the internet think that if I was to flirt with a girl who's under 18, flirt, in other words, which means playfully talk,
See, but
depending
that's
on
the
her
problem,
age,
right? The
appropriately.
language right there, right? That's
So I have a
it's-
chatter. Yeah, well,
It's
I think it's perfectly fine.
it's unnecessarily provocative, and the only purpose of it is to lean.
As if there's not 8 billion people in the world and who knows how many people online that you could flirt with. You're going to choose people who are under the age of 18 and then get on a stream and say, yeah, I think it's perfectly fine. What the fuck? Bro, you're like 55. Grow the fuck up.
lean into it because you think it drives controversy.
And then you wonder why people don't like you. And then you abuse your daughter over it and blame her for turning people against you when it's you turning people against you because you're a piece of shit and people see right through you.
It's always been a
No,
stupid
I
tactic.
think it's actually an
Just like
important point.
if you, because of your age, if you were a person who made an offhand comment of, "Oh yeah, I like to flirt," with girls who are around me or something like this, as a throwback, I think that people would have been fine with it. But instead, you just keep running with it and run.
I'd like to remind you, Grace Thorpe uploaded this on her own channel. His daughter uploaded this on her own channel. Like, as if to tell everybody, like, aha, got you. Like, I don't get it.
Running with it while the entire internet eviscerates you. Why do you do that? Stupid.
Well, because I think there's a moral hysteria. I think there's a
Yeah, but I
Phariseeism
think
and a
that
moral
Grace,
hysteria
I think that
needs to be pushed
Grace
back on by good men like
yeah,
me.
but what you've done
Good
by proxy
men
of
like
doing
me.
this is you've wrecked Grace's career. Fucking stupid. Why did you? I still don't really understand why you did that, because by you leaning into it, what Grace is famous for on the internet, and she's not famous, but what she's famous for on the internet is that people think that you had sex with her, Ben. That's what.
Well,
she's
Andrew,
famous
that
for.
was inevitable on the internet because I'm an extremely good-looking, charming guy, and Grace is an good-looking, charming girl, and we have a nice chemistry.
There's
on
plenty,
the
there's plenty
internet.
of good-looking. There's plenty of
let me just
good-looking
finish.
people who aren't accused of
Wow.
On
incest,
the
Ben.
internet, people are going to say
He thinks he's an extremely good-looking guy, guys.
hey, incest.
Yeah, some
And
people. So there's
so
there,
that's
yeah, a
just an
minority.
inevitability.
There's a minority of trolls who might make those wild, outrageous claims, and people would dismiss them, except that you lean into them.
You know who started making
It
them
has
first?
gotten to the point.
Christians like you. Christians.
Yeah, I
like you.
never.
Not you.
I never lean.
Not you.
I
but
never.
Christian.
I never
right.
affirmed that was true. In fact, I said that people were stupid and that it was a bit that you dumbasses wouldn't drop. But that's
I
what
don't
she's
think-
famous for. What she's famous
Okay.
for is being a lolcow who people laugh at because they think that she has sex with you, Ben.
Do you really think they think that? No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
I've
Yes.
seen enough
You're
now
an abusive piece of
that
shit. Of
people,
course
I
people
do
think that.
I've seen actual
They both have alluded to it. Both of them.
highly skilled political commentators, guys that I would consider skilled commentators, who dive into it and seem to lean into the why don't they deny it? I don't really understand. This doesn't really make
I do
any
deny
sense.
it.
would be-
I've never touched my daughter inappropriately in any way.
yeah,
There's
but,
only so many times I can say that.
yeah, but
Or
the
any of my kids.
problem,
Or a
the
woman ever.
problem, yeah, but the problem Ben, is
Although I
saying,
did hit up Rachel
when you-
once, and I do.
when you
apologize.
say words,
Andrew, if I make a simple point of saying, for example, that there are 15-year-old girls on the beach, and you'll say I'm doing this now, that there are 15-year-old girls you might see at the beach, and you'll have an instinctual sexual reaction if they're fully formed to them. I think that's an important thing to say is absolutely uncontroversial. Now, will people say you're a pedophile and a pedophile
Uncontroversial.
defender if you say that? Yes. Fuck them. And if it gets me clout by saying something which totally normal, which any normal human being would say, then that's great too. If that makes me infamous
yeah,
as a pedophile,
yeah, okay.
then
Well,
fuck
then why
them.
don't you?
I
why
got a
don't you
dick and balls,
explain-
and there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, can
and
you
my dick
explain-
and balls
Can
react
you
to
calm
beautiful
down, Ben?
women
Calm
of
down, Ben.
whatever age. In my case, after puberty, the same way everyone else's does, but we won't admit it.
Okay, Ben.
He's-
Well, you know who else?
He's just okay with spewing this online. It's crazy to me. Like, he says this shit online. One can only imagine how he is offline. You know what I mean? If he's this insufferable online, imagine how insufferable he is offline.
Took this route, Mr. Girl.
Yeah, I
Do you
think
think
Mr.
it-
Girl.
Do you
Mr.
think it
Girl
did
had
well
some-
for him? Do
I
you think it did good
something a little
for
bit
Max
different.
Carson?
I think he did
No,
something a little
no.
bit different.
He literally was saying the exact same thing that you're saying right now.
I think it
The
did
exact same
get
thing.
him
In
a
fact,
lot.
he went on Vosh's stream and they had an engagement where this
Yeah.
was his exact argument to Vosh.
Yeah, I think he did bring some light to things. Yeah, by being
Yeah, and
provocative.
and
I don't
and
think
how
he
did that
always
work
rode
out?
the line right.
Yeah, how did that work out?
I don't know how it worked out. I don't
well,
think.
Well,
I
let
don't
me
think-
explain to you how it worked out. How it worked out was YouTube snuffed out his entire career, threw him off the platform. DGG dropped him. He ended up streaming to his own website and barely making enough money to scrape by. Now he makes edgy songs about being a pedophile.
Okay, how
which
did
is
our
fucking
Lord's
insane.
life work out? How did our Lord's life work out?
He
How did
came
the
to die
lives
for
of
our
the apostles
sins. Max
work out?
Carson did
How
not.
did the
Max Carson did not come to die for your right to talk about underage women being hot to you, Ben. You didn't come to Earth
How
to
did
tell
the-
us that, Ben.
Okay, was he the way, the truth, and the life?
Yes, you're not.
Okay, so
you
if I'm
talking about
speaking the truth
underage
and I
girls being
suffer
hot
for
at the
that,
beach is
then
not the
I
way, the
am
truth, and the life.
unworthy. Would that I be worthy to suffer as he suffered? I'm not a baby and a bitch.
You know what's crazy is that he says shit like this and then goes on his whole Christian high horse. That fucking pisses me off.
Like you, who has to make money with grifts. I don't give a fuck if I tell the truth and I tell it. And
Has to make money with grifts. You and your daughter are broke. She literally just asked people to donate money to bail you out of jail for abusing her. You're one to talk about grifts.
I tell it honestly and openly.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
You
You
make
make
it all
up
come
shit.
me. Make it all
Ben.
come and crucify me. Would that I was worthy of the sufferings of our Lord.
Yeah, I know. What are they crucifying you for? Because you just have to talk about how hot you find underage women at the beach? You think that that's smart?
Yeah, I think it's smart. Yes, I do. And I
Okay.
think there are an
Yeah,
increasing
I think
number of
it's
normal
smart.
people, and I
Doubling
think you're one of
down.
them, who recognize the truth of that statement, at least that is true. And that this hysteria about pedophilia makes no sense. And a lot of it is just envy from losers on the internet who need to get the fuck out of here. Now, if you want to talk about Mr. Girl,
Yeah, get the fuck out of here and don't fucking criticize me about anything I do ever. That's all these locals do that, right? They want all these people who talk against them to get the fuck out of here. You know what they're really saying? They're saying, I don't need anybody in my life to criticize me. I just want to be a piece of shit freely online and get away with it. That's literally what they're saying. I can't fucking stand this guy, man.
Oh, hello, Grace.
this is
Not
actually your
him.
dad,
I don't know
Ben.
who Mr. Real. I can't stand.
Sorry.
this
Grace said
Thorpe
hello in the chat.
character, Ben Thorpe.
She's in the chat. I can't respond to her or talk to her legally.
You can't talk to her?
No, I am. I was arrested for a domestic violence because
you kicked her.
Well, yeah. Well, that's what they say. I kicked her. I committed assault and battery on her, supposedly.
Well, I saw the video. So if everybody who doesn't know, this is Ben Thorpe, father of Grace Thorpe, who kicked Grace a week or two ago and then was arrested for assault.
Oh, it was actually just about a week ago. Assault and battery. Yeah,
assault and battery.
Which I think you're from Massachusetts originally, so like I'm in Rhode Island, so blue states. So the definition of assault and battery. Assault is actually the psychological state of being in fear, and battery.
Right. Yeah, you assault somebody.
Any
the actual contact.
Any unwanted touching. It's actually extremely broad.
Yeah,
and
like if you grab something out of somebody's hand, if they're a stranger, you can get arrested for that.
Right. It's unbelievably broad. Like if you tap someone on the shoulders and they don't want it, technically they can call that battery. But since the touching was not unwanted, it was crazy that I was taken to jail and processed and put in the court because it doesn't meet the definition. And when I asked the judge, he got mad at me and told me that I needed mental help. And so
you're being charged?
I was arraigned, yeah. And I asked him how it meets even the most extremely broad definition. He got mad at me and told me that this is what was interesting. He told me that I don't have the right to pretend.
This interview gets good, by the way. And yes, Ben, you do need mental help. Smiley face.
And to beat up my daughter as entertainment, which I absolutely do. But that's not what I was doing. But I absolutely do under the First Amendment. I could pretend to
if you did like
mass murder people.
Right. If you did a skit where you beat her up, that would be legal.
Totally right. I mean, the First Amendment rights are incredibly broad. So for him to become an art critic, he's welcome to do. And I invited him at a rant stream, invited him to come on to YouTube, which would be the proper venue for that, and then argue about whether he thought my piece of artwork or our piece of artwork was morally good or not.
That was a piece of artwork,
guys. To do with
guys.
him being a judge. He was quite a character.
I would assume the counter argument is that he believes this is an ad hoc defense of
If that was artwork, get a better hobby. Because that was terrible.
A impulsive, violent attack. I would assume this is. position.
He actually articulated his theory briefly, and said that people change their stories. So she was super clear when she was questioned that there was no unwanted touching.
I would just like to remind whoever's watching this that they tell the cops it was all a bit, right? It was all fake. He didn't actually abuse her. It was all just part of the show. Pay attention to what he says in this interview. So he's talking to this guy who's interviewing him or debating him or whatever, and just regurgitating the fact that it was a bit. But that changes. That narrative changes because this guy asks certain questions to get to a different answer. Just pay attention to that.
Yeah.
And what's amazing is if the supposed victim says there was no unwanted touching and the supposed perpetrator said there was no unwanted touching, who then determines? So the idea is that there's some women are manipulated into covering for their abuser. But I think de facto what that's saying is that women aren't human beings and can't, can't tell the truth if they're manipulated by men, which gets into some insanity.
Okay, can we test this definition that you're using?
Yeah.
Words of a true abuser.
Okay, so under the framework you just proposed, it is not possible to manipulate somebody else into doing something. Because if they do it, they did it of their own volition and you can't be held responsible. So like Charles Manson, for example, if you start a cult of people and then you say, go kill this woman on this night, and they do it, we can't hold that person responsible because that would imply that the people who did it are not people. Is that your position?
It's absolutely, they're responsible for their actions. Unless, you could say someone lied to you. If someone lies to you, right, and you are convinced that there's an absolute fraud, but if someone just tells you to murder someone and that murder is okay because I said it's okay, I think that's that person's responsibility.
Okay, so you don't think Manson should have been arrested, I guess, because he didn't kill anybody?
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly the legal definition, but if he didn't tell someone to kill someone, then yeah,
he did.
He should be held responsible.
No, he directly said, "Go kill that person."
Yeah, so
should he get arrested for that?
Should he be arrested for telling someone to kill someone else?
Yeah, if he amasses a cult, he has this little commune of people living there who all think he's a god, and then he says, "Listen, I want you to do something for me. I want you to go kill all these actors and directors or whatever in this house. Go kill them." Should he get arrested?
What would be the charge? Conspiracy.
I don't think it really matters what the charge is. I'm asking if you think he should be arrested.
Well, he's not guilty of murder, is he?
I'm not saying he is guilty of murder. I'm asking you a clear, binary yes or no question. Do you think that he has committed a crime if he tells somebody to go kill somebody else and they do it?
Well, I'm not a legal expert, but
it sounds like I thought you were a legal expert based on the first half of this conversation. So now
I'm an expert on assault and battery. Yeah.
Are you an expert on the logic of your own claims? And if so, I would like you to apply it. Okay, well then I would like you to apply your own opinion, a legal opinion. If you don't have a legal opinion, then I don't know why we're talking about your case, because you don't have an opinion. If you do have a legal opinion, then I want to know if it applies to just you or also other people. If it does apply to other people, I would like to know, do you think that Charles Manson should be okay? Do you think
I don't know the details of the Charles Manson case, but I'll take it on your word.
Yeah, the hypothetical. It's not really about
someone to do something.
Yes.
I don't see the parallel in logic.
Well, I will draw the parallel, but I would like to know first if there's even worth trying to draw a parallel. Because if you're going to say even Manson shouldn't go to jail, then you're taking an extreme view of personal responsibility, which you may have. You may have that extreme view, but I want to know kind of where it is. So without trying to figure out why I'm asking you this, I'm wondering if you have an opinion about whether Manson, assuming he did what I said he did, which is form a cult
Ben's over there like, how can I answer this question to benefit me?
And then, and maybe you don't even think he formed the cult. Maybe you don't think he bears any responsibility for that. But in the general telling of it, he had this cult of people who all thought he was a god. Then he told them to go kill somebody, and they did. Do you
I
think
he bears some responsibility for that? Yes.
Okay. So I'm trying to reconcile that with you saying that you can't have manipulated your daughter into covering for you, but if you can manipulate somebody into killing somebody else. Because if you're saying if I can, yeah, because it's about who bears responsibility for what. So if the judge's view is that your relationship with Grace constitutes some sort of power dynamic where she is being controlled by you or manipulated by you, and then that is why her saying, oh no, I'm fine with what happened, would be subject to scrutiny.
Okay, but there's no evidence for that.
Well, I don't know if that's true, but before I address that, I just want to say that your first like defense.
That's a good question. I'd have to think about that. I would say if Donald Trump had told his supporters storm the Capitol violently, but he himself didn't do so, he would be somewhat responsible for that. I would think that would be obvious.
I think so too. But of course he's the president, but is a father-daughter relationship, is there a similar assumption that because she is reliant on you or was reliant on you in some way, emotionally or financially or literally or whatever, is there a competing, okay, if she was 4 years old and you kicked her, and then the police say, is your dad bad? And she says, no, he's a good dad. Obviously that doesn't matter. So at some point, if you slowly remove the power differential, then we have to believe what somebody says. But there is another point where we say, it doesn't, even if you're saying it, you're okay with it, it doesn't matter. But your defense to this was that if you could convince her to cover for you, then she's not a person. So I was bringing up the Charles Manson thing because I feel like I know you're probably using hyperbole, but it seems a little extreme to say that if somebody does something because you manipulate them into it, as is the charge.
Well, I would say, yeah, certainly if you have someone in a situation in which they're like, you're punishing them brutally, they're chained up and they're going to face enormous consequences, it will mitigate their freedom. Yeah. There is no such condition in this circumstance. So I believe in America, if a woman goes back to an abuser freely when she has other options, then she is able to make that decision and should be respected as a human being with agency, unless she has some sort of, mental illness, she's retarded or something, incapable of exercising adult decision making. And what's interesting about domestic violence laws, I've looked into them a little bit. They most disproportionately hurt women and children who they're supposed to protect. They're in fact have no effect deterrence wise on, and they also affect minority communities more than they affect the Anglo or white community, whatever you want to call it. And so they actually do the opposite of what they're supposed to be doing. And yet here we are. So I do think it's possible for someone to have manipulative control over someone else.
Okay.
But you'd have to have some evidence of that. Well, and them having a penis is not evidence of that.
Agreed. In the video, I didn't see the context, but in the video, it looked, and tell me if this is not what happened. It looked like you kicked her.
We saw the context.
In the side. And then she was quiet for a little bit. Then she screamed.
Yeah.
And kind of tore at her or scratched her face or hit her face or something.
Yes.
And then she apologized to you. I think she said, I don't know why I'm like this, I think. And then said, I'm sorry. I was trying to control myself, or I was trying not to let this happen or something. It seemed like she was apologizing for freaking out.
Yes.
Okay.
For driving me to that level of frustration. Yeah.
For driving you to kicking her, not for her reaction to you.
For driving her, for driving him to that reaction. This is where this story kind of changes. So they say, oh, it's a bit, it was a bit, it was a bit. And then he goes on to talk about, oh, for driving me to that point. That's not something people say when it's a bit. When he starts going down this line of questioning, you'd be like, oh, but it was just a bit. You wouldn't justify it by saying, oh, well, she drove me to that point. Do you see the difference, Ben?
Kicking her.
POS?
Or
I'm
both.
really trying not to
Basically,
cuss.
A 5-year.
Trying to be on my
kind of,
best behavior.
Torture session that
A 5-year torture session culminating in you kicking her.
I don't know if I would say culminating. It's one aspect of it.
It's ongoing. That's just part of the trajectory of the torture session.
Yeah, I think it's getting better, but yeah, I do think that.
Oh, it's a torture session. She's torturing him. And that led him to do what he did. But it's a bit, guys.
I do think that. Yeah, I think that's a fair characterization of what's been going on.
So
because of the trauma she experienced at her mother's hands.
Okay,
Oh,
so
but it's
I
a
think
bit,
the
guys.
counter
It's a
perspective
bit.
is that if you kick her and she exhibits extreme distress and then apologizes to you,
yeah,
it seems like she, to an outsider such as myself, it seems like she's not able to say no to you or stand up to you, because clearly there's an emotional reaction that you would assume is going to be followed by, don't kick me, but then it's followed by an apology. So then that, I feel like that calls into question her
Do you
ability.
think that women can taunt men, or vice versa, theoretically, into physicality and then apologize because they realize they do that?
Yes. I think that if you're in a relationship where the other person has any kind of emotional leverage over you, they can use that emotional leverage to emotionally dysregulate you, and such that you're much more likely to snap.
Yeah. Such as
Yeah, like what you do to Grace, Ben.
acting scared around you. Or the classic example is the guy comes home from work and
Acting scared around you. But his whole thing started off with him going, yeah, do I feel more comfortable on camera or off camera? And she said, on camera. And he said, yeah, why? And she said, because you feel safer on camera. And he said, yeah, why? Because I'm abusive off camera.
the woman says, "Are you angry?" And he goes, "No, I'm not angry." And she keeps asking this question until he says, like, "What the fuck?" And then she goes, "Aha, see, you're angry." Right? I mean, that's just the classic example of a woman attempting to drive a guy crazy
yes.
in a manipulative way.
Yes, but as you pointed out earlier, we're all responsible for our own actions to some degree, at least.
Sure.
And so I think when analyzing is who's the manipulator and who's the manipulatee, we have to look at the power structure of the relationship.
Sure.
And since you're the father and you're the kicker, it kind of puts you at a disadvantage in both roles. Like if she were your parent and she antagonized you and then you kicked her, then we would say, okay, well, you're not really free to do something else because you're the child and she's the parent. She's tormenting you clearly. And so now we see it's more complicated. But when you are both the person with more power and the person who's claiming that you were driven beyond your own control to violence, I think that
I
the
was
position
under control.
Well, if you're under control, then why?
Out of control.
If you were in control, then why does she bear any responsibility for you kicking
He
her?
said he wasn't out of
person in
control.
If you were
Wait,
both
what
the
did he
person
say?
with more power and the person who's claiming that you were driven beyond your own control to violence, I think that
I
the
was under
position.
control.
I wasn't under control.
Well, if you're under control, then
was
why?
not out of control.
I
if you were
wasn't
in
out of
control, then why?
control. He's saying I wasn't out of control, meaning he was in control of the situation. Ben tells on himself. He tells on himself every time.
Does she bear any responsibility for you kicking her?
A person in control can't express themselves physically.
I'm not saying they can. I'm saying that you just characterize it as her driving you to violence by taunting you.
I don't like to do that, but when someone drives you to it, then
Yeah, grow a pair, Ben. Grow a pair. You're the fuck. That's the point he's making. You are the father in the situation. You should be in control. Your 22-year-old daughter shouldn't be driving you to the point where you kick her on a live stream. Oh, but it's all a bit, guys. It's all a bit. It's a bit.
Being driven to
they're
something.
putting you in a position that you shouldn't be put in.
I understand the framing, but the framing also implies that you are not in control. If you're driven to do something, it means you snapped, essentially.
I don't think that implies that, but that may be a matter of semantics.
Well, you said,
if I'm put in a situation where I have to defend let's say my children against an attacker physically, that person will drive me to it. That doesn't mean I snap. It means I acted rationally to protect them.
That argument is true, but what you just said before that was, do you think women can taunt men to the point where they get physical? And I assumed, right. And so when I agreed with you, and I think you agreed with my agreement, is yes, I think it's possible for somebody to trigger or dysregulate you to the point where you lose control and hit them.
Yeah, but I think you can also rationally hit them.
Rationally. They're asking for it.
But it can be both. It can be both.
Okay, so you're saying that in your framing of it as taunting to the point where the man gets physical, you're not then saying that the man is reacting with a sudden rage. They're reacting with a calculated decision to hit them.
It can be either one. But I've been in I've been in situations like this my whole life, and I have extraordinary
Oh, because he's the victim.
So that, for example, Max.
He's the victim.
If you have so if you have externally self.
Oh, Ben. Oh, you're the victim. You've been abused your whole life from your mom and your ex-wife, and now your daughter. Man, it must suck to be you, Ben. It must suck to be you. God, your whole life? Your whole life? I mean, being abused like that your whole life? Like, totally understandable that you would kick your daughter on a live stream. God. Any other abuser or abused person would do that. Ben? Ben.
Control. I just want to know which one you
should be required to have, but
let's go back.
I've been in situations like this my whole life, and I have extraordinary self-control. So that, for example, Max. So that,
if you have so if you have externally self-control, I just want to know which one you
should be required to have. But
I understand your point, but I'm asking which one you meant when you said it. Are you saying that you were driven to kicking her because you were so angry? Or are you saying you're not that angry, that you're not so angry that you couldn't control yourself? You just were very angry. You were in control, and then made a decision to kick her because of her behavior.
I mean, it's a little more, but I in retrospect.
But it's all a bit, guys. It's all a bit.
I don't believe I have anything to apologize for.
But which of those two was it? Was it a calculated decision to kick her, or you lost control?
It was just right. I mean, it wasn't calculated in the sense I did all the math, but yeah, I mean, it was when you get to that position, there are some people who act in ways that they later regret. You know what you're doing when you're doing what you're doing. So, for example, a punch in the face is very different than what appeared to take place on that video.
Okay, so you don't regret
More or
what
less
you
a
did.
shove. Yeah.
You don't regret
But it's a bit, guys. It's a bit.
the kick shove.
And
But
I think it was proper for her to apologize for putting me in a situation where that was necessary.
It was proper for her to apologize for putting me in a position where that was necessary. Him abusing her, him kicking her. We're going to pause on that. We're just going to pause. I think it was appropriate for her to apologize for. Let's listen to it from Ben's mouth. Let's just go back.
you don't regret the kick shove. But
And I think it was proper for her to apologize for putting me in a situation where that was necessary.
For putting me in a position where that was necessary. But it was a bit. I thought it was a bit, Ben. I thought it was a bit, Ben. Hey, Ben, I thought it was a bit. But you're okay with her apologizing for putting you in a position where that was necessary. You piece of shit.
Or maybe
Okay.
not necessary, but proper. Right.
Oh, it was proper.
okay, so it's like a spanking, and like it was discipline. It was not you losing your temper.
Not discipline. We're two adults. I don't have a disciplinary relationship with my daughter.
Okay. When you say it's necessary, it makes it sound like discipline. Like she misbehaved, so you have to kick her.
Well, I mean, this goes back. If you ever watch, there was a Sean Connery interview by Barbara Walters in the 19th.
Yeah, he said sometimes the woman needs to be slapped
Defended.
because she won't. She
Yeah,
always
she's
wants the last
asking
word.
for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. I agree with that. I think that's common sense. And
You may agree with that, but my question is specifically in this case, were you snapping and she drove you to do it, and she was taunting you, and then eventually you were like, "I'm snapping, but it's okay that I snapped because of what you did. You put me to." Okay, so it's that.
Yes.
So it's you.
I mean, you got to add
He
the
says
prudential
yes.
aspect of it being on camera.
But
Which
it was a bit,
in some sense,
guys.
I would say like that's
It was a
imprudent. However, it
Hold
actually
on. Let's go back.
I'm snapping, but it's okay that
It was a bit, guys.
I snapped because of what you did. You put me to. Okay, so it's that.
Yes.
So it's
Yeah.
I mean, you got to add the prudential.
It's okay because you pushed me to the point where I did that. So it's okay.
You snapping, and she drove you to do it, and she was taunting you, and then eventually you were like, I'm snapping, but it's okay that I snapped because of what you did. You put me to.
She was taunting him, guys. She was taunting him. We saw the video. We saw the whole thing. Was she taunting him? At all, at any point in that video. You fucking man baby Ben.
Okay, so it's that.
Yes.
So it's you.
I mean, you got to add the prudential aspect of it being on camera. Which in some sense I would say like that's imprudent. However, it actually worked for our careers. So in that sense, I mean, like, did I make all these calculations in the moment? No, but
you were.
It works for our careers. You know what he just admitted to? His daughter is his cash cow. His cash lil cow. His daughter is his cash cow. So it brought in traffic because of the controversy. So it worked out for their lives, for his life. Because he doesn't give a shit about Grace. He only gives a shit because she's pretty, quote unquote pretty, and can bring in people so that he can scrounge off of her looks and people who like her as a person. So it worked out. Him abusing his own daughter worked out for their careers.
You lost your
don't
temper.
regret it.
Okay, you lost your. You snapped.
Oh, I
No,
don't
wouldn't
regret
say
it.
I lost my
No.
temper. I would say that I
reacted.
reacted in a way which is consonant with reason. Yeah.
Consonant with reason.
Given the context of the situation. Yeah.
Losing your
there had
temper.
been things.
You're a moron.
Okay, and so
Well,
an
you're saying
explo-
losing your temper. but
Yeah,
I
yeah,
would
yeah. I
say
get what you're saying. A
that
violent,
generally implies a
an
lack of
explosive, violent response that doesn't match up with the situation is losing your temper. You're saying it was a violent response that may have been semi-explosive, but it lined up with what was happening, so it was thus appropriate. You were defending yourself.
proper. Yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't say technically I was defending myself, but I would say
You were
like, in the sense of
emotionally defending
self-defense,
yourself.
Yeah. I do think you can. Yeah, I think you can exhibit physicality towards people. It has to do with the context, and there's
He was emotionally defending himself against his own 22-year-old daughter. Okay.
a big context, a lot of which doesn't show up on screen.
I still think that you're running into a contradiction here where you're saying that Grace has to be taken at her word when she says to the police that you didn't do anything wrong and that it was wanted contact, because if she was manipulated into saying that, then she's not a person. But when it comes to your own violent behavior, then Grace is responsible for that too. So it feels like the framing is that Grace bears responsibility for both of your behavior.
Yeah. Grace is wrong no matter what she does.
Is an abusive person. Yeah. She has
Okay.
abusive tendencies. That's correct.
Okay, so in your view, you are under her power or control somehow, and she is coercing you into doing things, and then now you're being arrested and punished for it.
Yeah, she's manipulated that situation. Yes. I mean, without intending to. She learned it from her mother. I mean, it's Jesse Lee Peterson's thing. The hell you get from your mother becomes your hell, even though she's not really wanting to do it, but it's hard for her to.
I want to remind everybody who's watching this, Grace uploaded this on her channel. Lol, this is her channel that we're watching this on. She uploaded this. She uploaded this as if to say, yeah, look at this. Yeah, see, bitches, look at this. Like, okay, I don't know what you were trying to do, but okay.
Avoid doing that, even though she saw her mother do the same thing to me. So it's complicated.
And you're not allowed to talk to her now?
I don't even know what I'm allowed to do.
Well, I've been saying there's a restraining order in place.
Control. Yeah, which they don't even answer basic questions. Like, for example, let's say on this stream right here.
Yeah.
Is she allowed to be in your chat since I'm sort of here as well? It's a gray area.
Restraining, right? Yeah. I mean, do you know what the terms of the restraining order are?
Well, they're vague.
Well,
because restraining orders are not designed to regulate the relationship between two people who don't want a restraining order between them.
Right.
So it's sort of this absurd Kafka-esque situation where our lives are, like, in many ways heavily intertwined. Food, money, things like that.
Yeah.
And yet, so like you said, at a snap of the fingers, you're supposed to separate these things, which is impossible to do. And, I mean, it's absolutely absurd. I would like I said, I mean, if they had evidence, if they had some sort of evidence and they wanted to, I don't actually think the state has the right to do this, but I just don't really understand if the state suspects that there's an unhealthy relationship between two people, but the two people don't say that there's any problem. I don't know. Wouldn't we get to the point where fat people should be stopped and McDonald's workers should be arrested for giving them food? Because that's obviously an unhealthy relationship. And I don't know where it ends. It seems absurd.
Yeah.
Legally, you've got to go on evidence. And if you say, well, I suspect because there's this crazy theory that men control women, even when there's no evidence that they do so, but just because they have a penis.
There's no evidence.
I don't know what a society wouldn't do.
Well, you said
know what I mean?
you said your relationship
She
was
has-
intertwined.
She has control of all the finances. All the leases are in her name. I constantly encourage her to go out on her own, to stream on her own. I think she's overly dependent on me. So I don't think there's any evidence whatsoever that I'm controlling.
When you say that your relationship is intertwined in terms of money, what do you mean?
Well, I have like this is everything her. I don't even have a bank account. I rely on her largesse. She's the
There you have it, folks. He relies on her and only her. He doesn't have a fucking penny to his name. He's a loser. He's a fucking loser who relies. He's a middle-aged, almost old man who relies on his 22-year-old daughter to support him. He doesn't even have his own bank account. He's a fucking loser. That's why I say everybody in her chat that's donating money to her, stop it. Stop. She's supporting her loser ass abusive fucking father. Stop supporting her. Stop subscribing. I know I'm subscribed. I think I'm going to unsubscribe. Stop donating money to her. How unfair is it for a middle-aged, if not old man, to rely on his 22-year-old daughter who should be making money and saving it and building her future? Instead, she's fucking supporting her loser dad, her loser abusive dad. She's supposed to figure out how to support herself and her loser father. And the chat is supporting her in that, sending her money. Stop it. Stop.
the CEO of Thorpe Corp. I'm a loyal employee, and because I wanted to make sure she didn't feel like she was controlled, I've put
A loyal employee to what? She doesn't even have that many subscribers on YouTube. Like what employee are you talking about? Or employer are you talking about? What business are you talking about? A lot of people don't even know who she is. The only reason why people know who she is now is because she was on Locale Live or whatever. That's the way I found her. But you think people want to come on to her channel and support you? You have another thing coming. You think that she's your shining star in your life that you're going to be able to leech off of her forever because of her claim to fame with her 8,000 subscribers on YouTube? You think people are going to subscribe to that knowing that they're supporting you for not doing anything in your life except for being a fucking abusive loser? Yeah. We'll see how that goes.
everything in her name specifically, so that she can, try to kick this tendency to play victim when there's no grounds to be a victim.
Are you saying that you don't have your own money?
No.
No, because he's a loser.
So she controls all of your money.
I mean, I have clothing. I have a car. The cars are in my name because for legal reasons, but yeah, that's it. She's totally in control of my life. If she wanted to dom me, if she wanted to, she could take all of our resources and she could trespass me.
Even better playing field for him to act like a fucking victim. Fuck him, man. He is such an abuser. He is a piece of shit.
At any time from these properties, because my name's not on the leases. I have no right inherently to live here, and I'd be happy to give her everything else as well, just to stop this nonsense that somehow she's a victim of me. but I trust her, but I don't, my trust of her is not dependent on me having any power over her at all.
If Grace,
and for example, you say
Wait.
power differential, right? But
Yeah.
she, like, if you look at that stream, okay, and you look at her face and how she's playing victim, and she's a 21-year-old girl, and you say I'm the one who has the power. Well, in terms of the viewership of that channel, she has all the power because it's naturally sympathetic. There's a natural sympathy for someone who's younger and female over someone who's older and male. So
Yeah.
you're wrong to say, I mean, you're right to say there's a vast power differential, but you're wrong to say,
it's the other direction.
yeah.
Okay, and does this play out in your day-to-day interactions? Like, if you want to go grocery shopping, do you ask Grace for permission?
Well, I mean, do I ask her for permission?
Yeah, are you
I would
like, can I? You're like,
Well,
can
I can't. I
can
can't even talk to her right now. But let's say, normally, yeah, I would ask for the card.
So she keeps the card physically, and you ask her to give it to you.
But it might, yeah. But I mean, it's relatively. I might have the card if I'm doing.
This guy is such a piece of shit. He is such a piece of shit. He puts himself in a position where his 22-year-old daughter is taking care of him. He's not disabled. He's totally able-bodied. He can go out there, he can get a job, but instead he is relying on his 22-year-old daughter to support him. And he puts himself in a position, he's like, oh, well, you know, people can say that she has all the control. She has all the control. He's put himself in a position to where if she decides, fuck you, you're an abusive asshole, then he can play the victim because she has control of everything. But he's given all control to her. So if she goes against him, she's abusive. She's abusive. He's the victim. Like, I can't, bro. I can't. We're going to have to come back and finish this. I have to go to bed. I have work in the morning, but like, bro, this guy is a fucking piece of work, and I see right through all of his fucking shenanigans. I'm going to really try not to cuss going forward. I only have 3 subscribers, but you know, so it doesn't really matter because I'm not monetized at all on anything, but I'm going to try to be a good girl, YouTube. This guy is like major James Soroka vibes. Major. He is like James Soroka 2.0. 100%. So I'll come back tomorrow after work and we will finish this stream, which I've reminded you guys like a lot at this point. This is on her channel. This is on Grace Thorpe's channel. This is the latest video that she uploaded to her channel, almost as if to say, yeah, watch this. Watch this. And here is her dad acting like a complete poop stick. Like, it's crazy. This isn't even a reaction channel. This is her channel. She posted this with her dad acting like a complete idiot. Anyway, all right. Well, thank you guys so much for watching the stream. If you guys are watching on the replay, go ahead and leave a comment. I will be keeping a close eye on the Thorpe family because I feel like this is just the beginning. She just got fired from LolCow Live, and she's starting to gain some attention and some followers. But I think as this goes along and the chat really sees her dad for who he is, that things are going to get pretty interesting. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will be back tomorrow to watch the rest of this video. Hope you guys have a good night and happy holidays.